welcome back to Oasis Valley. Jeez. Welcome back to Brine and Tide, D&D. Right, get the game correct. Today we are resuming right after the group managed to, with the help of a certain voracious little closet, track down the ore mine known as the Oubliette Mines. As you stormed it, managed to take out the aberrant, seemingly overseers, strange monstrosities that spit acid and skitter around like disembodied hands, and managed to wake up and free all of the miners without a casualty, as one casualty nearly happened as Amon, in a lull of combat, went separately and was ambushed by a strange monstrosity that had been invisibly waiting among the stalactites in the ceiling. The creature managed to really damage both Amon and then Ioana as Ioana charged in to rescue him, but managed to paralyze them both as more of the group came running to the rescue, and in an attempt to save her friend, Rayan used the lightning bolt, not realizing until too late that the creature was immune to lightning, meaning Ioana had to take the entire brunt of the attack. But the creature was swiftly dealt with, slain, and when we left off, starting to be devoured by Morass the Closet. As you have various miners waiting for you near the lift. But there is also the mine to search if you so wish to do so. But what do you all want to do now?
Rain is apologizing profusely.
Okay, so since we're all back together again, I would like to have a little discussion about a very simple concept in regards to dealing with conflict, and that is called strength in fucking numbers. We don't fucking split up when we're doing a dungeon and exterminating everything in our path. We were in like 3 separate groups at one point, and one of us was alone!
It's fine.
No! No! You could have died!
Mm-hmm.
Don't just
Right?
that would have been a huge problem!
Kinda hurts to talk.
Yeah, you look at Amon, and he has these, where the exposed, like, scaly skin is, the pebbly skin. It's just welts from the paralytic tendrils and just some gnarly gnashes from that rather nasty beak. But you look down at, say, Morass. He's actually chewing on one of the tentacles, seemingly with no problem. Because closets have immunity to poison.
The fact that none of us died, that one of us only came close to it, is a fucking miracle. We are not doing that again, okay?
Cool.
Rain
I'm gonna take a
quietly
nap.
nods. What?
Cool. I want to take a nap.
I'm sorry.
Whoa.
What do you mean, what?
You were trying to help.
I heard
It was
you.
a good thought. Ow.
Okay.
It's not okay.
Okay. Do we need to search this mine, or are we good to get someplace safe so we can recover?
Well, we should make sure there's nothing left down here. They were mining down here. They probably had something important to the thing down
Okay,
here.
does anyone have healing potions?
Yeah,
I gave one to Ioane.
yeah.
It's okay, yeah. I have Amon.
Yeah.
Ryan shakily hands you a standard healing potion.
I can heal them if you'd like.
So can I.
Yeah, I would like that quite a bit if we could all be physically better before we go and do more bullshit.
Yeah.
And you see one of the lizard folk that had been mind slaved into a kind of walks over. Not the one that Quiet Heart seared in the chest with the Eldritch Blast, but one of the ones that was snapped awake fairly easily, and it's probably one of the more fit ones. Goes over and goes, "We need time to catch our breaths and wake up some of the others." And gesturing back, it goes, "Is it okay if we rest? We're just." And they kind of also go, "Do you have water?"
Yeah.
Amon will pass
Yeah,
the flask.
I can get water for everybody. I need a bucket or a barrel.
Plenty of
You
wheelbarrows.
do remember that there were, I can't remember who would have seen it, but someone, I think it was Quiet Hearts, actually went in here. There would be barrels and stuff in this little side room someone saw. It looked to be like was once a storage room, but doesn't look to be like really used much.
Yeah, they will point in the direction and say, "I saw barrels over that way."
Okay, and was spoken of and goes to retrieve a barrel.
Ryan starts to follow up, but then stops and looks back at Ioane, and then shuffles back closer again.
Oof.
Can you stand?
Yeah, of course. I'm not keeling over.
Big frown face.
Listen, it's not the first time I've been electrocuted, not even on this island.
But it's the first time I've electrocuted you.
Yeah? It's not like you were, did it maliciously.
I was trying to help.
So, why are you bummed about it?
'Cause I hurt you so much.
Eh.
And that thing didn't even take any of it.
Well, that's its fault.
No, that's my fault.
As you look over, as there's like a little yelp, as you look over, and Morris has started to tear open the brain of this thing, like what looks to be a brain, but you realize is like just a wrinkled hide. As there's actually like a bit of static discharge from the brain of this thing.
So those are wants to eat some of it as well.
Does he try?
Yes.
Morris snarls and hisses very possessively. Goes, "No, you said I could have most of this. That thing's way too big to share." And there's a little shooing motion that tells those are like, get, shoot.
You can share some.
Ugh.
Morass is would comfortably fit inside if this thing seemed to have a skull. It doesn't actually seem to have a skull, just how deflated it is. Could comfortably fit inside this thing's head, the cranium. So yeah, this thing is bigger than Morass's.
Yeah, it's bigger than you are. You can share some with Delzozar. Also, I'm pretty sure Delzozar could just eat you if he wanted to.
Start shoving brain into its mouth faster.
Oh god.
Oh, just let the little guy eat. He's full.
But those are
Uh,
hungry too.
Yeah, but this is his payment.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to eat all of it. He can share.
Yeah, go back to talking about how you electrocuted him. Trying to the little demon trying to aggressively change the subject away from
Yeah.
sharing.
Eye starts watering again.
As the DM, that felt mean. I'm sorry.
No,
Little-
good.
little
So it's an
closet.
appropriate response.
I have a question.
Or
Are you going to eat the beak?
I mean, not immediately, but it's probably good for chewing on. But looks
If
at
you
the
don't-
beak, kind of kicks it.
I will take the beak if you are not going to eat the beak. But if you are going to eat the beak, then eat the beak.
Nah.
And Amon kind of quietly picks up the little trophy and puts it in his pocket of bag of.
It will need to be cut away from. This
Oh.
is something. The grell would need to be harvested.
I can help with that. Got
Are you
my
sure? You
little
should.
carving
You shouldn't
tool.
move. Should you be moving so much?
I'm fine.
Mm.
Just a little tingly.
17. Yeah, so you managed to carve the beak off. There's the upper one on the lower part of it. You hand that off. Amon, it's like you could easily turn it into a helmet for someone your size. It's large enough. This thing will really try to, peel you apart. And with that, you realize that you can pull off 2 tentacles. Making sure to use something you make sure to avoid the barbs at the end of the tentacles, because it's not like a jellyfish where there are cells. There are like these spines at the end of it, almost like an inch or two long, that you personally and Amon felt personally they dig in and then inject like a stinger rather than stinging cells like a jellyfish. And you realize that when you extract those, you're pretty sure that Ryoko would be able to extract the venom for those if she was careful.
Hey, yo,
Mm.
Ryoko.
All right, I'll extract some venom.
Ooh.
Okay,
Yeah.
I won't extract some venom.
Well, were you helping out, Ioane?
Yeah.
So yeah, you would have advantage on that. So yeah, you would be able to pull off a application of Grell venom each, but will need to be refined. They have 2 doses of Grell venom to be refined once you have a break.
I can vouch for its potency.
Hey, Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
this thing have eyes?
No, I was actually going to bring that up. There were no eyes, but there was a moment, especially when you showed up, and when you and the others showed up. But the skin was almost chromatophoric, like a cuttlefish or a squid's, and
Like hers.
yeah, and a bright red eye, very very familiar, did pop up and was seeming to glare at everyone as you all ran to their rescue.
Mm.
But now that it's dead, the skin is like this lifeless gray.
Ryan grabs a patch of the skin where, the eye had shown up.
And
And she ripped.
Morass kind of narrows his eyes at you, but doesn't say anything as his mouth is full.
She hisses at him.
His mouth is full, so he's not saying anything. He's chewing on something particularly grisly or something.
She rips off a patch of the skin if she can.
Okay, roll a strength check.
Oh god. This was a terrible idea. Acrobatics or athletics?
No, just a pure strength check.
Strength. Oh my! Oh god. 5.
Yeah, this is a very hardy and very thick skin. It's not like it looks pliable and stuff, but you realize this skin is very thick and almost armored. You think if someone would be able to, if this was more intact, like if you and would be able to harvest it properly, this would probably make some really good leather. If it could be cured, but it is
okay.
been too damaged and torn apart to be really of any use at the moment. But
Yeah,
you realize that if there was another girl in the future, that might be something you might be able to harvest.
Yeah.
It's just
She'll.
harvesting that intact would be a much more involved process, and a 17 was not high enough.
Can she use her dagger to cut it off? She's not really going like for a specific part. She's going for just like the skin because that's where the eye showed up on.
Well, here was the thing I was going to get to. As you start to try to hack into this thing, it takes a little bit because, as we saw, strength isn't exactly Rayan's thing.
No.
Or physical strength.
Yeah.
As Morass was starting to rip open, like flay open these various organs, as you realize it's not just all brain. There was just these strangely alien organs and just growths as it's tearing into it. And then you realize that he tears away this piece of skin, or this membrane. Actually, you want to be skin, this membrane. And you see almost like a cancerous growth because it just doesn't match the rest of the flesh around it. You see this like grape-sized eyeball, red.
Oh.
Very similar to it, but when you reach out to grab it, or as Morass is trying to go for it as well. Do a dexterity check.
Oh no.
Or a sleight of hand if you have proficiency.
What?
Sleight of hands would work, or would if you were proficient in that.
I'm not proficient. No.
Is anyone else nearby? I mean, yeah, I'd say he could interfere. You are psychically linked.
Yeah.
You would have advantage on this, I would say.
I'm still not great at it. Oh, okay.
Better than Morass. So you reach out and snag it from him as Delzozar kind of jostles him, and he snarls and snaps at him, barking something in Abyssal.
Wait,
I don't think anyone knows. Oh, because you big stupid frog.
Do I?
If anyone understood Abyssal, that's basically it. I think.
Okay, no, I don't. That's right.
Infernal.
I had Abyssal at first before realizing Deep Speech was the one that I was going for.
Yeah, but you get the sense of that. But you reach out and grab it, and it is solid and hard. It's not an eye. You realize as you pull it out, as you look at it, it's more like a pearl.
Ooh, okay.
Like a deep crimson red pearl that looks just like the eye you've all been seeing in your dreams.
Crimson Eye Pearl.
And I need you to do a wisdom saving check, please.
Oh.
Saving throw, actually.
Oh my god!
Damn. So,
hell.
As you hold this and you're looking at it, the artificial light of whatever light sources that have been turned on glint off this pearlescent surface, and it's still kind of slick with juices. And sorry, that was looking up the description by using the worst kind of word to use. But yeah, you feel a spike trying to drive into your mind, but like a clam snapping shut, you harden your psychic defenses and it ricochets momentarily off of you as you feel that malicious this malicious presence try to lash out at you.
Okay.
So this would be about the time that you see the lizard folk and one of the other miners that had woken up carrying each a barrel, and they kind of place them down.
She's still looking at this pearl, and she says to Delzozar, "Let him have the rest," and then offhandedly waves at the barrels and casts create water. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
But
you
she's
fill
very...
both of those up with fresh, clean water, and they both exclaim like, "Oh yes!" And they both start drinking using their hands at first before getting their fill and go.
Don't drink too much all at once.
And they nod and kind of wipe away the water before start dragging them back to the others. So what are the rest of you doing as Rayan's been having this encounter with the closet and the grill?
We didn't roll twice. Just sort of looking around.
Okay. Nothing really around you. You know, besides you moving around, you see the actually over here, these, if you like go over and look at the strange aberrations there, they are actually like melting. The acid spitters in particular melt much faster, but even these things, the crawling hands seem to be dissolving fairly rapidly, faster than they would normally. You know, most organisms would, you know.
Yeah.
Yoka looks at that, frowns, and just sort of nods her head like, yep, that might as well happen.
The tool that you see here is mostly intact. It seems more solid than, and also the grill. Although this
those are, you know, Rayan told him to let him have the rest of the grill, so he's gonna go over and start eating the tool.
Oh yeah, cracks open or starts pulling our some of the exoskeleton to get at the gold flecked shrimp meat inside, because this one
delicious.
this one was weaker than the ones you fought that attacked the village. You know, these two tools that you encountered. These ones were very obviously sick with gold one, or the equivalent, gold gills maybe.
Oh, is it safe for Delphine to eat that? Wait.
I mean, he only has a body like 10 minutes at a time. He'll be fine.
True. Yeah, Delzozar will pick out a piece of brain and toss it to Morass.
And hold on. Looks up, gets splatted in the face, and is just like, "Ooh!" and just starts licking it off. He's just trying to see if he would catch it like a dog getting a frisbee, but nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that moment in a cartoon when someone gets pied in the face and they just go.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was trying to see if he would either catch it like my one dog Bosley, who is like just freakishly good at catching food out of the air, or like his dad Buddy, who will just sit there and let treats bounce off his face and then react like 2 seconds later, like, what was that? So I'm gonna assume this might be like a short rest, perhaps.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good idea. Actually, I'm burnt out of spell. I'm fine HP wise, but
you've been emotionally damaged, self-inflicted.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Actually, she's too freaked out to like sit down and relax. Is anyone else like unharmed, or is everyone else taking some hits?
I don't have any damage at all.
Yeah, same. I also got out of that relatively unscathed. Thanks to everyone else drawing fucking aggro.
Well, Ryoko is the one who's good at investigating of the group. So as everyone else is going to rest, Rayan will go up to her and say, "Ryoko,
Yeah.
I can't just relax right now. Do you think you'd be okay helping me look and search through these mines if there's anything left behind?"
I just split over not splitting up, but yeah, sure. We can.
If
we don't get into any fights and make sure to be stealthy about it, then yes, we can go.
Well, there's nothing else down here. We've explored the whole
that we know of.
See,
yeah,
I thought.
You're right.
I for a moment, I thought Ryan was going to suggest, could you just, like, put me in a sleeper hold? You're an assassin, right?
No.
That way I could go to bed.
Someone asks Ryoko that and goes, "Oh wait, no, that would be emotionally taxing. Never mind. I was going to say," she's like, "I haven't been asked to do that in years, and usually I charge a lot for that."
Oh no.
The thing is, old instincts slip in.
But
yeah.
You don't. So the perception was you don't. You seem pretty confident that you are alone besides you and the awoken miners, but the place has not been like thoroughly searched. If anyone wants to do that during the short rest,
that is what Ryan is asking Ryoko to help her with.
Well, you're resting. You won't be able to actively like.
No, she's not resting. Yeah. She can't. She's not able to sit still.
Oh.
She is foregoing her short rest.
Okay.
It's probably not the best idea because she's out of spells, but you know she's
I mean, you don't regain spells from a short rest anyway. You need a long rest to regain spells. Oh, you warlocks and your bullshit.
Well, they only up until higher level, they only get two slots.
Yeah, only get 2 spells.
And like one or two once a day spells.
I always did find it a little weird that they are like the sole exception to how it works.
There's a type of druid, I think it's land druid, that can get spells back on a short rest.
Mm-hmm.
Also, wizards can after a certain level, they can get only a certain amount of spells back.
And then sorcerers get their sorcery points back on a short rest. Or after their proficiency, I think.
Yeah, she's gonna take Ryoko and just search while everyone else is taking their short rest.
Okay. So, do you both want to roll, or are you assisting?
What's your investigation, TT?
Good.
All right.
Why is it rolling twice? That's fucking weird.
Look, it's rolling.
I clicked it once.
It is weird. That is weird. Oh, it's fucking nat 20 though.
Try clicking something else randomly, like an attack roll.
Okay.
That one didn't do it.
It may have just lagged in that moment.
Twice in a row.
Okay, now it's being normal. Okay, whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah, I was
26 investigation.
Aid. I was giving her aid even though she didn't need it, but...
Okay, so... As you search around... I mean, I was going to use the natural 20.
Yeah. I was aiding her, but she didn't wind up needing it because she got a nat 20.
Yeah.
You instead...
So
yeah, it doesn't matter. So that's 20.
Sorry, what?
No, it doesn't matter. It was a nat 20.
So, as you're going through, Ryoko, and Rayan, you kind of start over checking on the miners. There are literally 15 of them here with some more up above. But you both go into this area, and Ryoko, like, you just kind of very quickly case the place as you realize you think this probably hasn't been used or really touched since this mine was probably last abandoned, because there's just very thick layer of dust. You see a few things that have been opened, and you realize they're just crates that have like sacks or tools, the very bare minimum that you've seen the miners using. It seems that whatever was controlling them had no interest in what else was in here. So that it's not really a surprise when you shift aside a crate, and that would be when you see the detect magic glow, because I assume that's how you're helping out Rayan.
That's how she looks, yeah.
Ryoko, you find what looks to be the body or the skeletal form of, you would guess, a tiefling, just from the horns sprouting from the skull's brow. But you see that they were kind of huddled in the place behind here. And with that natural 20, you would, I'll just say that you realize that some of their bones look to have been broken. Maybe they had crawled back here just from the looks of it and died hiding. But you see that there are a couple of things, and Rayan, you see in particular 4 little glows, although 2 of the things you realize their glow of the magic matches, you realize they're paired. First thing is you find on the skeleton's forehead, kind of beneath the horns, a pair of goggles. Strangely bulky, with large, heavy lenses that look like they can be shuttered and opened, almost like a hooded lantern.
Oh, funky.
And there's an allusion to that presence to that one. You find, and then in a tattered sack that mostly falls apart when you lift it up, you find inside a small wired like silver filigree inlaid bird cage that has a little skeletal bird in it with a necromancy
is the bird alive, moving?
No, it just looks like a mounted bird skeleton, like almost like a display.
Okay.
And then you find the 2 items that were linked, you realize are 2 wine bottles, heavily chipped, and they look like they've been floating at sea for a long time. Kind of look, weathered sea glass look. But they're like they're right next to each other, and you realize they have a linked essence. But
Rayan will point this stuff out, and she sees magic on it.
Yeah, and then there also in this tattered sack, you find what looks to be a more intact leather purse, like a drawstring bag, that has inside it 25 platinum pieces stamped and minted during the heyday of the Ruby Empress's reign. Because each one is embossed with the silhouette of a very stately looking tiefling woman with a large, grand horns that almost form more like a crest than horns.
All right, I slipped that into my my satchel.
You're too distracted with the magic items.
She wouldn't care if she saw it, but
how much fucking platinum did I get again?
25.
I said 25, yeah.
So fuck yeah! I've got 28. I've got 28 platinum and 99 gold pieces, baby. When we get to civilization, I am gonna be fucking. I am gonna have a fucking shopping spree.
Rayan is looking at things. What magic's on the bottles?
Hold on, I have to look up what spell. I believe. Oh, what is this one? Oh, evocation, surprisingly.
Okay. Yeah, you're doing that, Rayan is looking over these items. these goggles have illusion magic on them. These bottles of wine are linked together magic-wise with evocation magic. I don't know what exactly they do, but
when you pick them up, they sound like they each have like slightly like a small amount of liquid in each, not like drink worthy, but maybe like something these bottles got like soaked. They both smell very strongly of brine.
No,
And
okay.
tied.
And this cage with this bird skeleton is obviously necromancy.
Either of you want to do a nature check just for fun?
Yes.
If you recognize the skeleton.
I will use guidance because again, I'm bad at things.
I'll try to help you, and I'll fail.
Definitely some kind of songbird, it looks like. You're not sure what it looks, but the short beak and just the way it's perched, you would guess this is some kind of songbird.
Okay.
I see.
It's a songbird of some kind.
And it's just like, again, it's not moving or anything. It looks like someone mounted a skeleton as a display.
Okay.
But also, as you continue to search around during this short rest, we'll get back to what else you find with that natural 20, Ryoko. What's the rest of you up to while you've been recuperating?
Fucking napping.
Yeah, you guys want to roll your hit die, baby?
That was the plan.
Yep, go ahead and roll hit die. You will be able to get a short rest.
I'm probably going to roll some hit dice while I'm resting because...
You went down to 1.
Somebody heal me back up to 18, so...
I gave you a potion as well.
Yeah.
But if you spend a full round to drink a potion, you heal the full amount that it can have.
It was just a standard, but...
Yeah, which is 12? I can't remember. Anyways, so you just, all of you just resting up?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, I could get the... You have, of the online crew, gotten the closest to killing me. I am impressed.
I mean, Ryoko has a point. You did go off on your own.
I didn't think it was cleared the dungeon already.
I will say Quiet Hearts, since they don't need to recoup anything, will be on watch.
Okay.
Unlikely, though it may be, still watch.
Okay. So, Ryoko and Ran, as you continue along, Ran, you both actually get to like this back corner, like about as far as Quiet Hearts had gotten, and taking out the remaining miners.
Where?
And as you start getting into, as you start going over there, right, you get like a faint glimpse of just that faint magical, it's not even you see it, it's more almost like you smell it. You get that, like, it's only because of the detect magic going on, you get this sense of, you think you...
Hello? Okay, hold on.
Hello?
Discord did the mute thing again.
What was the last thing you heard?
You cut off mid-sentence.
Okay.
Looks like...
So, Rayan, you point out, or you like gesture in the area, and you're like, smells like an aurum vein around here. And Ryoko, you go over and using the Giron blade, you kind of scrape away where you realize that some of the miners had been working at. Some of the ones that didn't pull away to actually join combat, even though some of the other miners around them were attacking the rest of you. As you realize, when a chunk of stone falls away, you just see reflected in whatever light source you have. It looks like you found a gold vein, but you realize this is Aurum just by gold doesn't take that shape naturally, as you see gold structures almost like cubic clusters. As you found a pure Aurum vein.
I'll have to remember this here. This could be useful later.
How'd you describe it?
Have you ever seen gold when it's made to take on crystalline form?
I know there's pyrite.
Like, not quite pyrite. Hold on, let me see if I can find an example. Because it only occurs in labs, I think. Yeah, it's sort of like this. Hold on. Crystallized gold.
Pretty.
Oh, pretty.
Not gonna lie,
It's not
kind of looks
that
like
big.
buttered popcorn.
Oh, this is actually a better example. Hold on. Yeah,
So I thought you were talking
actually...
kind of like how pyrite forms naturally in the wild sometimes in its cubic crystalline form.
This is specifically the example I was thinking of.
Fair enough.
That's why it's fascinating that, like, you describe it as, because it's not completely magic on its own, that it's more of a smell than a visual. It's actually fascinating.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, I smell rock.
But yeah, you, with a little bit of prying, you think you might be able to pull this chunk out.
Oh yeah, I'll try.
It's about like the size of a pomegranate.
God, but I'm bad at this.
Yeah, this will be an athletics check.
I'll fucking try.
I mean, unless you want someone else to try. You fraction. A small chunk falls off and kind of hits the to smaller chunks. You realize this thing is very delicate. It's more about prying the stone away from it rather than prying it from the stone. So you may want someone else to try it.
Yeah, let's wait until the others are rested and get their help.
The little video game tooltip pops up in the corner.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, you.
Also, as we're looking around, I'm just gonna. Yeah, as we're looking around, we're gonna like just put these goggles on real quick, see if I see anything with them.
You'd have to open the shutters on them.
Yeah.
And when you do, beams of light pour out from the light or from the lenses, acting just like a hooded lantern.
Oh, that's funky.
So you have found goggles of mining safety. Goggles that operate with the same rules as a hooded lantern, but don't require fuel.
Sarah, I'm shaking my head at you.
That was actually an item that a friend suggested.
Still shaking my head at you.
Goggles of mining safety. I fucking love it. She'll do that. She'll do that. Take them back off.
So, you think that you don't have to be wearing them? You can actually put them up on your forehead. You know, like slide the goggles up. But
who amongst us can't see in the dark?
Fuck, I don't know. I kind of assume most of them. I mean, birds don't see well in the dark, do they?
Oh shit, goggles.
Shrugs. I mean, I can see pretty fine in the dark.
And
Thank you.
someone in the group has straight up goggles of dark vision. I think Corona might have them.
Nope.
Think
Or
so.
Ioane. You two are the.
I thought you had them.
I don't got him.
So you can say whichever one of you wants them.
Yeah, because you're the two who need them, I think.
Mm-hmm. Sure, I'll take the goggles of dark vision.
Yeah, they look kind of like diving goggles, but they can actually work for diving because they seal firmly against the eye sockets, but they are like a pale green color of lens.
And you're initially describing it, my brain went to Jurassic Park goggles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna turn this on, and Bond's gonna look ginormous.
And these things are actually the goggles. They do have a brine dwarf design sensibilities, which you realize that even though these were probably made by brine dwarves, not for brine dwarves, because dwarves have their own dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, other than that, the mine, you see smaller flecks of, none of them complex enough to be forming the crystal shapes like that, as you realize that most ore mining probably requires a process to extract the smaller bits of ore from the stone around it. Because like you saw when they were transporting it, it was mostly it was like stone that you realize kind of came from this mine, flecked through with the like smaller veins of it.
This place smells.
Smells like money.
Ooh.
It's not quite magic itself, but it's like magically porous. Magic can get into it easy. Does that make
Like a
sense?
sponge.
And Ryan,
Yeah.
you realize as you think as Regax for a moment, this would probably work very tasty as like a seasoning.
She picks up the little fleck that broke off earlier. Oh god. Oh god. And she tries to eat it.
Snack attack.
No, fuck, what are you doing? Get that out of your mouth!
Too late!
Embracing her inner
it like
Zorn.
raw candy. It's not. They're smaller grains. They're kind of like nerd candy piece sizes that you like picked up, like a couple of them, and you crunch them like rock candy, and yeah, you get this like. You're like, that's interesting, and it kind of does fizz, kind of like fizz candy.
Yeah,
Pop rocks.
you just look at her crunch it. It's like, that's actually pretty interesting. It's like
Ryoko, you know that it is very toxic for a normal person to ingest this stuff, especially the normal form of it like this.
I'm just gonna eat this rock.
Your physiology doesn't work like a lot of other people's, but you realize a lot of people we've rescued have horrible lung problems because of just inhaling the dust of that.
she opens her mouth.
And you've now put it inside your body.
Well, I don't know if I even have typical lungs.
Yeah, let's hope you don't.
You do have gills on the side of your neck.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah, just think about that a second.
Yeah, I didn't think about it.
Has anyone else seen that comic someone was talking about, they were like delirious from like pain medicine, and when they got up, their first instinct was to put their whole fist in their mouth. Everyone had to stop them.
Yeah, somebody got their wisdom tooth taken.
Ryoko desperately tried to stop fucking midnight snacking on toxic minerals.
I looked at them and I was, looking at them with the way my magic eye works, and they looked really tasty all of a sudden. Like, not like on their own, but like on top of something.
Okay, this is giving me cursed treasure vibes. I think we need to get away from this.
I'm not gonna eat more. I was just curious.
Yeah, okay, sure.
I'm not.
Alright.
As soon as you leave a room, a Zorn is like, oh, finally. Never thought she'd leave.
I do though want to get, once they're done resting, I want to get one of their help to get this bigger chunk out, because we could probably get that turned into another ingot.
Oh, that's worth multiple ingots.
Multiple ingots, even better. And that's
ormite that you use, like the ingots, the actual, that's an alloy of like different minerals. Like pure ore like this is, it's extremely rare.
Okay, because that stuff's really like useful. Hey, Ryoko.
Yeah.
She pulls out the red eye pearl. Does looking at this make you feel weird?
I mean, it's creepy as shit. I don't know, does looking at it make me feel weird?
Just beyond being creepy as shit.
Yeah, it's creepy as shit.
And yeah, now that you're handling it again, Rand, you don't feel that presence. You think it might have been a lingering psychic imprint of whatever.
Okay.
But it was just lashing out with whatever energy it had. You get the sense that it was just like discharging like an energy battery or battery or something.
When I grabbed it out of the Grell? When I grabbed it out of the corpse, I felt a psychic, like, attempt at a psychic shock. It didn't get to me at all, but I felt it try.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if it can, like, if it's still attached to this.
That's a real good question. I am not a wizard. I don't know how to figure that out. My general feeling is if you get some bad magic vibes from a thing, just don't touch it. Just leave that alone.
Well, I've already got it, so.
Well, you don't have to keep touching it. I mean, I'm not your boss. You want to keep touching the weird magic item, that's your prerogative.
Is it magic when I look at it with my eye?
No, but like other things you've seen, you realize this would be probably useful as an enchanting material.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she'll put it in her her pack.
Yeah, it's like when you look at it, Ryoko, it looks like a red pearl that naturally grew in with the pattern of like an iris and a pupil and such.
I mean, that strikes me as unnatural and weird. Probably something best not fucked with.
You know, she decided not to do it, but she very nearly just took a bite out of it. She very nearly just took a bite out of it when it tried to psychically attack her.
I believe you.
Bite it like a jawbreaker.
Yeah. Like, oh, you wanna go? I'm gonna eat you.
Well, Do you remember? I just remembered what happened last time because I scrolled up and saw that the last roll before we ended last time, or one of the last rolls, was Ryoko rolling a wisdom save, and that reminded me that Morass landed as a bat on her shoulder and she bit him.
That's right. Yeah, you know what? You can't judge me for eating that when you fucking bit an imp.
That was a calculated move.
Very distantly, you hear an indignant closet.
It was a calculated move. The thing is, he was annoying me, and he was on my shoulder, and I wanted him to die in the moment.
Yeah,
I think that was like
and biting him and crushing his small body between my jaws could have succeeded in that outcome. Now, did he move too fast for me to crush his little body? Yes. And now he's learned something. To be more cautious when pissing me off.
I think it was like because Ryoko, you got jump scared by bats flying out of the cave earlier.
He was also making a snarky comment. He's a little shit.
Yeah, he is.
Ryan, like,
TT the player says that with affection.
Yeah. Ryan looks in the direction and like lowers her voice a little. So what are we taking him with us more?
Again, I feel we should leave the Aurum alone.
Well, no, we're getting the Aurum. It's going to be helpful. I'm just not going to be the one to do it because
do we know a way to get the Aurum without getting the horrible Aurum dust in our lungs and killing us?
Aurum, that is a long-term exposure thing. Just being down here for a bit isn't going to do it to us.
Okay, do we know someone who's actually good at mining shit?
Johanna could probably get it away from the wall.
I want him to get poison dust in his lungs.
It's not... It will not happen instantaneously. The miners who got it were because they were down here for long periods of time.
Okay.
We don't want to be down here for days and days inhaling it, but just being down here and mining a little is not the problem. If it was the problem, then your people would never have gotten Aurum ever, or they'd all have fucking died.
More people, huh?
She means humanoids, but that did not come out well.
Considering this was the Ruby Empire slave mine.
I know I don't know as much as you guys do, but I'm not a complete idiot. I'm learning, and I have this. She holds up her book.
That is assuming something on my intentions when I was saying that. I don't know shit about mining. Okay, all I know is that every time we see people coming out of this, they've got horrible lung problems from like working with this shit.
Yeah, and I've told you how it works. I told you how it worked when we first found out about people having gold lung.
I'm still cautious because I don't know mining. I don't know how to mine things.
I mean, I don't either, but knowledge is knowledge, you know.
Yeah, those are one of up by this point.
Oh yeah, those are gone.
Oh yeah, Ioane. During the break, or the short rest, when you wake up from your nap, you would remember that the Chul, you could also possibly extract some of the paralytic venom from that thing.
Oh.
Those are ate a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
Obviously avoiding the paralytic venom because that'd be stupid, but...
Because you saw Ryoko harvest some from the other tools. But
Ryoko,
short... Oh, sorry.
Do you still not believe me?
About the mining dust? I mean, you seem pretty
No,
passionate
no.
about it, so...
No, about what I am.
Jesus Christ, I thought we were just gonna go, like, search the mines. I didn't realize I was signing up for intense personal conversation time.
If you don't, you don't. I can't... I don't know if there's anything I can do to change your mind at this point. I just want to know.
Okay, why is it important to you that I do believe you?
You're one of the people I trusted to tell.
Give me a second, because both me and Ryoko are not sure how to handle this interaction.
So, Yoade, as you take the hunters gather, you are only able to get, you think, maybe one intact gland that secretes this, like, slime. The rest of it was too damaged and, in some cases, looked a little too dangerous to maybe try to cut around. Maybe a little under pressure.
Yeah.
Pressurized venom sacs are not something you really want to be poking around sometimes. So you managed to pull out one that true venom gland, which might be able to be extracted or refined further by Ryoko.
Mm-hmm.
Is Ryoko visibly unsure how to answer that?
Yes.
It's fine, never mind. We should get back to the others. Joel will head back. Not going too far ahead, because Ryoko's been pretty adamant about not splitting up, but clearly in a I'm done with this conversation sort of way.
Okay.
There's a pause, and then it's hard for me to believe all the bad things you said about yourself.
Stops.
You described yourself like you're some sort of horrible monster. Just this uncaring, evil thing. And that's not the person I've met. And you describe yourself as this unfathomably powerful entity that can destroy worlds with but a hungry desire, and that's not the person I've met. And you've said that you were something that was inconceivable to us in scope, and that we can't conceive, and I will concede that that could possibly be true, because if you are all those things, my brain's not big enough to wrap around how you're those things and the person I've met. So it's a limit of my mortal mind.
How are you both, the person here talking to me who's just trying to understand something, but also somebody who is able to slit a person's throat in their sleep? Are those not two very different things?
They are two very different things. You all have somehow been tricked into thinking I'm a decent person.
I'm not... I'm... Tricking me would imply that you're deceiving me in some way. That you're actively trying to change how I feel about you. And do I think you're, like, a shining beacon? No, I'm not sure any of us are. I am definitely not. You've self-professed done some bad things. I don't know much about Ioanne's past in that regard, or Amon's, or Corano, honestly. but I don't know. I don't think I'd call any of us a shining beacon of goodness, except for maybe them. But again, I don't know what their lives before now have been like. But
White Hearts is quite literally a shining beacon for justice. That's in their job description.
Yeah, but we have recently found out they were raised by a cult.
I mean, a cult by a cult for justice.
Yeah. Just because they were raised by Sonic for real justice doesn't mean that they're bad.
God.
Oh, no. All right, so short rest is over.
Okay.
Pull the trigger on that, Jesus.
You mortals alone have such variety to you. You can choose things. You can be different things across an infinitesimally small fraction of time. That's that to you is a lot. And to me right now, it's a lot. Because I didn't experience this the same... No, you have not tricked us, Ryoko. And that would again imply that you were actively trying to deceive us. While you've been quite open about the fact that you think you're horrendous. And I don't know for sure all of the things you've done, but I know what you've done since I've met you. And I say you've done all the as bad of things that you said you've done.
So,
well,
is that
you can't comprehend me, and I can't comprehend you. That's just where we're at the moment.
Kind of.
So, as you've been back at the group, Moraz kind of looks up as he takes a break in between organs. Guts getting more and more bloated. Just horrific little thing just covered in gore. Goes, are your friends all right? They've been gone for a while.
They're probably having emotional talks. Oh wait, that wasn't a moment for me to respond. Shit.
They say something, shout, do something if they were in any danger. Wow, this cold is helping me actually do Corona's voice without hurting myself.
So, the two of you return to the group?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Ryan looks upset.
Ryoko has the bewildered expression of a mom who has had the same argument with her teenage daughter for like the 5th day in a row. Like, yeah, I guess it's just gonna happen every day for a while now.
She looks and sees this fucking burn marks on Ioane and winces and kind of visibly shrinks.
Ooh.
Are you feeling okay, Ioane?
I generally do after I've had my nap.
Are you healing alright?
Yeah.
we should get going.
Probably.
Oh wait, before that, I need your help, Ioane.
With?
We found a vein of Aurum. I can't get it out without breaking it, but you know, you're stronger than me.
Well, I can see what I can do, but it's a rock. I don't know. I don't know the tricks to leveraging rock.
Is anybody?
Well, I will just say that there are plenty of mining picks to pick up from the now woken up former miners.
Mm-hmm. Yo, bud, mind if I borrow this?
There's no one there to say no.
Cool.
So, yeah. Ryan leads you back over to it.
Yeah.
And
she's like checking you over the whole time. Like, are his legs working okay? Does it look like it's healing all right?
You're fretting over me a lot.
Yeah, I blasted you with lightning.
Are you worried that you like damaged me permanently? Because I mean, I've been zapped before.
On this island.
I'm not necessarily worried that I've done permanent damage. You've taken worse, but
yeah,
I've never been the one to do it before.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interject, but I just realized, Joanna, I've been zapped on this island by the big bird exploding. I've been zapped over the island by the other big bird on top of the island, and now I've been zapped by you, the fish lady, underneath the island.
Oh my god!
Yeah, if I get zapped anymore, I get to punch my tickets for bingo.
I hear you get free pudding.
Yeah. That was a thing. It was like a betting pool going back on the docks where I used to work.
Yeah, there were betting pools about like injury sustained. It's like, all right, is it going to be stinging, electrofish, zapping, someone going to get splintered? It was a varied pool.
Because yeah, goblins.
But
abusing work days since last abusing injury 0.
But so you can roll athletics to try and work around it.
I'll aid.
Unfortunately, there's not really, since again, no one's really mining.
Can I guidance?
You can do guidance. I was gonna say yes to the guidance.
13.
Okay. You don't damage the crystal, but you're going to need another check. You're trying to be more delicate than normal.
Alright.
Okay, yeah. That one, you realize rather than trying to pry the stone away from the crystal itself, you start going for the stone around the stone surrounding the crystal, and you actually pull out the chunk of stone with the crystal nestled somewhat safely inside it.
I'll just leave this to someone with more delicate hands.
Next time, but I didn't want to leave this behind because this could be really useful.
You can put that in the bag of holding, no problem. Fits no problem. Like the crystal itself is like pomegranate size, but the stone surrounding it is like closer to football size. So there is some pretty good heft to it, but it's probably the safest way to keep it intact.
Yeah.
As they're walking back,
that's actually how a lot of crystals and gems are displayed. When they want to show the natural formations. Yeah. They leave them stuck to the whatever they were growing out of.
And I wouldn't recommend you doing it, Ioane, but the Aurum doesn't actually taste that bad.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like there's people who would scrape lead flakes onto their meals when they thought it was a health craze.
I was looking at it with my sight, and I realized that God, this is gonna sound weird, but it would make good. She turns slightly pink. It would make good flavoring on top of something I ate.
Well, I'll pass that information on to the next thing I know that eats rocks.
Yeah, I don't.
No judging or
out
anything.
eating-
I've eaten some weird shit, but most of that came from something that was made of meat.
What's the weirdest thing you've eaten?
Well, some people are really queasy and don't like eating offal, but organ meat's pretty good.
Oh God, can you imagine goblin haggis?
Yeah. It's different.
Awful. Is that like
Oh
the
wait,
name of?
and it'd be like seafood haggis.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the
organs.
name of? Oh, okay.
The seafood surprise.
Oh, entrails and stuff.
I will.
Now, the riskiest thing I've ever eaten was a fucking mystery stew at the docks. Basically, it was a little challenge thing. At the end of the day, the stuff that we just couldn't harvest in time, everyone just threw it into the pot.
Oh.
Yeah,
Clerics and druids were on hand.
Yeah, when I left, that pot was still going, and it's a bit of a proud tradition for 100 years.
Oh.
There's some weird ass flavors in there.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm sure I've eaten things that were cooked, and she does air quotes, but it's new. It's new to
True.
Yeah. Oh, I've chewed things, sorta. I've made mouths.
Well, not the same thing as using whatever you got now.
Yeah. It's different. I'll be honest, Ioane, I kind of miss eating meat, but I feel too bad to eat it now.
Well, that sucks.
I look at you.
I mean, that's how I kind of
into-
mentally react when someone tells me they are going vegan, but I can't ever say it out loud.
I look at you cutting into when you're harvesting things, and it just no, never mind.
Well, I mean, I get it. You got some trauma.
It's not trauma.
I mean, you feel bad about it.
Yeah, it's guilt.
He wants to be alongside Morass, just tearing into that grill.
The meat.
Mm-hmm.
Feast on their
It makes me both really queasy, but also really hungry.
Yeah.
And I'm always hungry.
I've known some goblins where it's like, oh, I'm not supposed to eat that because it'll make me sick, and then they eat it.
Did they die?
No, they just stomach through it.
Sometimes they wish they died.
Huh.
I don't know what the word. I don't know what the word is. What's it? They can't drink milk. Do it anyway though.
Lactose intolerant.
Milk?
Cursed by God?
They did.
Imagine this conversation is happening as we come back to the group. Yeah, imagine this conversation is going as we are coming back to the group, right?
TT answering, by the way, not Ryoko.
Yeah.
Amon was answering.
What's milk?
Mammal
juice. There was goat milk and sea cow milk at the village.
Oh, okay.
That's what these are for, Ryoko says, pointing to her chest.
God damn it. shaking my head at you, TT.
Amon stands there, shrugs, and goes, "The more you know."
Randall looks confused, but chooses not to continue with that line of questioning anymore. Is everyone feeling okay?
I have less holes in my body that are not supposed to be there.
Is it the right number of holes?
Not
That's
yet.
always good to hear.
Hmm. Well, someday you'll have the right number of holes.
Is there a right? No, not asking.
That sounds like bait.
Yeah.
She's
That's
learning.
exactly what that process. Like, is it? No, that's bait.
We'll make a Jedi of you yet.
We got the chunk. We're gonna put it in the bag of holding, and I think that's everything. Oh, she holds up the goggles and, like, facing it away from everybody, she shows, like, the eye shutter things making the light. We found this too.
Yeah. So you can change the power, the intensity of the light, shuttering it or not, with free action, just like a normal hooded lantern.
Hooded lantern. Does anyone want light goggles?
Nah, I can see in the dark pretty fine.
So, Ryoko, would you have, just knowing Ryoko, would you have taken a look at the bottles?
Yeah.
So, the 2 wine bottles, it looks like they might have been the same brand. But they're corked, but while empty, they do kind of sound like, when you shake them, that sound like there might be some fluid inside, like a little bit sloshing in there. But when you can't really see through it, but when you hold it up to that, you see that there actually might be something inside both of the bottles. Hello?
Okay, I guess I uncorked them, and
yeah, when you uncork them, in each one of them, there is a rolled up piece of paper that matches the other, and they both feel kind of damp to the touch. Like,
oh damn it! I wanted it to be booze. All right, let's look what's in the fucking message in the fucking bottle.
Each bottle has a sheet of paper that is blank on both sides, slightly soggy.
Oh, Ryan comes forward and
and when you uncork it, it very strongly smells like brine. Just that salty sea.
If you write something on that one, does it appear on the other one?
You want to try that?
Sure. Yeah, go give it a try. See if that happens.
Will.
Okay, so with both papers out, you write something down on one. You look at the other paper, nothing happens.
Oh.
All right. So it's worthless paper.
Well, it's magic. It's
Is
evocation magic. Yeah.
Yep, the papers both have that evocation magic to them.
Yeah, they're linked with evocation magic.
Well,
actually, it would only be one piece of paper. Shoot.
Then that means the other bottle might have booze.
Now they're both empty. Now, shoot, no, I'm getting mixed up. Each one does have matching sheets. No, I'm misreading my own item description.
Okay.
But yes, when you have them both out of the bottles, you write something on one of them. The other one stays the same, blank paper.
Okay.
Some frustrating paper that's not booze.
Well, I can try and examine them like I've done other things as we go, but...
All right, here you go.
Ryoko, do an intelligence check.
Yeah, okay. Just a check?
Yeah. 12. Wait, then you realize, wait, it's supposed to be a message in a bottle.
Is the message a bottle?
No. Traditionally, it's a message in a bottle.
Okay. So, do I stick the paper in the bottle and read it?
You put. Okay, so with that 21, I'll say you roll up the papers as they were and stick them both in, and you cork them, and then when you open the bottle of the one that didn't have the writing on it, you pull that paper out. It now has matching writing.
Okay, so we were right. It just needs
Just needs to be put in the bottle for it to work.
Okay.
That's kind of clever.
Message bottles.
All right, who wants the message bottles?
Well, it's a communicator over
pull
long
them out
distances.
and you ring it, when you ring out the note, because it is still kind of soggy, you see the ink drip off just completely fluid, leaving the paper blank once again.
Oh, that's gross. Seriously, who wants to hold on to these? I feel generous today. So
we should split it between two of us, so we can do long distance talk if we need to.
Cool. Who are the two that want the bottles?
Congratulations, you found a setting-specific version of sending stones.
Yeah, that's pretty clever.
That is clever, yeah. I think Carano should have one, since she can fly and
get the sense that normally these would be one in the mine, one topside.
Ah. And the other one, shrug.
Ioana, you want a magic bottle?
Sure.
There you go.
Speaking of Ioana, you want to post what you just did?
Yeah.
Archtrove. So, Ryoko, this is what one of the coins you look like. What that you got looks like.
Oh, cool!
Where is it being posted?
In
Archtrove in the Discord.
Pretty nice.
The most impressive rack of all.
Yeah, it's just a simple silhouette of the Ruby Empress and her horns, and surrounded by a ring of chains.
Oh god. How big are your horns, Ryoko?
Super big. They're Oni horns.
Somewhere. Yeah, they're short forehead horns.
They're probably not even 6 inches.
Alright.
Oh, zoom in. Look at her. Oh, well, that's a Hero Forge. But so
they're that big.
Thank you. I was gonna make a joke, but Rain hasn't seen the coins, so she can't make the joke.
So you're all back. You are short rested, healed up. When you walked back, you saw the miners. Most of the group is now on their feet now that they've rehydrated, and you see Morris sitting there, still just going to town. You're not sure where this little creep is putting it away, because he is just, hand over fist, just shoveling this food down his horrible mouth.
Oh my god!
And it's just it's gruesome. This is a grotesque little sight that you've been resting next to.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure back in town, you would absolutely sweep every eating contest. Up until they thought you were cheating.
Hell-powered metabolism? I don't know. Stuffs another mouthful of organ meat in his mouth.
Rain and looks away.
There's some fishes out there that just eat really big things, a lot bigger than they are. Actually, you kind of remind me of them.
He makes a not a committal grunt, as he's still just chowing down.
But yeah, I guess if once you've eaten your fill, that offer of further employment still stands.
So, just remind me again, what was that?
Oh, you can come back to the village with us.
The offer was to, since he doesn't want to be part of the village, offer maybe join the, like go on hunting trips.
Yeah, because you're an excellent little scouting type.
I mean, I was following you all for days without you realizing, so, I mean, noted.
Yeah. And like you said, you're not like Pizlov with the head for tech or whatever.
Oh no, he's a fucking nerd.
Yeah.
He likes to brag he used to design, before he got demoted down to Closet 2, that he used to work at designing stuff in the Hell Forges. A lot of talk.
Still, offers on the table, provided you don't eat the table next.
I might chew on the table, but
Gives it more character.
and they kind of like look down at the grill as they start peeling away like some of these half-eaten alien organs as they like, well, unfortunately, I do have a previous commitment. I do need to get this part in particular back to the boss. So, toodles, as they suddenly looks to be like almost like a slug-shaped organ, rips it out and then goes invisible.
Aww.
And you hear the scampering little feet.
Oh God!
Well,
Do any of you tried?
Can I use? Can I use a reaction to try to attack?
It will be at disadvantage since he is technically invisible. But go ahead.
Oh,
It doesn't change anything.
That's a miss.
I'm gonna.
You hear like a yelp as you swing, but
Can I try in that direction?
What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna try and attack in that direction.
You are. Okay, how are you gonna try to attack?
So I can't see him, so I can't just blast him with my. I can't see him to hit him, but I can throw acid in that direction.
Okay.
Acid splash.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is.
Dex save. DC 15.
I am going to give him advantage.
Makes sense. Yeah.
He rolled a nat 20.
God damn it!
Yoade is not going to get up. He's not going to try to capture the dude. In fact, his shoulders slumped a little bit when he realized he'd been played. It's like, well, cool, I guess.
Question.
Yes.
Can I use Divine Sense and see what the little bastard is? I'm not sure how exact. I'll pop it up.
Yeah, because I don't know how that interacts with invisible stuff.
It just says you can detect such forces. You know the location of any aberrant celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet, as long as he hasn't reached 60 feet away.
Yeah, not behind total cover. So, yeah, you would know he is running this direction.
Which way? Sorry, I was looking.
He's actually like, he's like trying to run like around you. It seems like you get the sense he's actually kind of close to you.
Would that give me any bonuses to hit? Since I know where he is, but I probably don't know his exact like dimensions.
Add a +2 to an attack on disadvantage.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm probably going to obliterate him. Yeah, This is been too handy, right? Yep, too handy. So this +2.
Playing Calvin Ball now.
Damn. That should have been a plus, not an equals. So
Well,
14.
I mean, AC is 13.
Oh shit! Just well, hits. Smack. Yeah, the low. Shit. Device really want him to live.
Let's see.
Like, once you hit him, he should be visible again.
Well,
This is true. Well, if he fails concentration,
concentration.
he's
You
succeeded.
survived with one
so-
hit. As you backhand it, like just like almost cartoony, you see a silhouette of dust of a quasi just splat against the wall and just you fucker.
Well,
You don't need to do this.
But they are technically alive with 1 hit point.
Quiet Hearts
God,
turns to look at Rayan, not sure if you mean them or.
She's talking to both of you, I guess. You don't need to do this. More ass?
Oh, I kind of do.
Why?
What you doing, Quiet Hearts? 'Cause you hear him trying to escape. You
Could
do have your 2 swings in a round, so.
Oh, go swing again if I can.
Just
Well, really
like yes or
him
no, this is
escape
your last
whatever it is.
chance because he is trying to escape. Yeah,
that's 2.
Yeah, so yeah, you got him.
Oh,
I really
and-
want him to live, my dice do. Holy shit.
As you swing and then you feel that impact, this time you look down as reappearing partially impaled on one of the Morningstar spikes. You see Morass dropping this organ, and he just looks at you and goes, "Oh, you bitch." And then he just starts to melt. And then the ooze freeze until there's this like half frozen, half melted quasit just stuck to your
God.
Morningstar.
Is he
They're
stuck
actually-
here like this?
No, it's dead. It's just the
Okay.
ooze.
Physical
that was normally-
remains.
Yeah, it's just
Ectoplasm, whatever you want to call it.
yeah, it's just started to melt, became liquid enough to freeze.
Ew.
It hurts. Oh, I don't know whether to hug you for destroying the horrible little bastard or to punch you for doing it before I could.
Just like grinding the hammer against the rock, try to get the horrible slime off. It's like no.
Yeah, you because it's partially frozen, you're able to like chip it off like slush. It's
Yeah.
just like ugh, it smells horrible.
Couldn't let him take whatever that was to his master. It could not have been good.
Yeah, I'm gonna wander over and pick up whatever it was that he thought was so special.
And when you pick it up, it's this like dark, striated, like along the length of it, organ. Kind of looks like a slug where it's thicker on one end.
Uh-huh.
Or no, more like a leech, I guess, where it's thicker on one end. And there's these ganglia, like nerves reaching off of it. As when you pick it up, there's again that like synaptic static, not the spell, but like this feels like static as whatever energy you feel it like interacting with the nerves in your fingers. Whatever this is feels. You want to know this, but this feels charged in some way. You wouldn't realize exactly what it means.
Yeah, so is this like safe to put in my bag?
Let me look at it. Magic eye.
It is a magic organ, not
Okay.
quite magic, but You psionic energy,
Oh,
not
okay.
quite magic, but
Can I Arcana?
sure.
Can I guidance myself?
Sure. As you start flipping through the book,
Yeah. It's how she. Oh.
if you get a 4,
Because you said
9.
that. Damn it.
You start flipping through it, and it seems you can't really find anything. You see a few references about Grell, like a few pages talking about Grell, like some old adventuring logs, or like you see someone talking about like uses for a Grell, but they only specify that the tendrils can be made into like rope type fibers, very durable elastic fibers, and harvesting the poison. But that's like all you really find.
Okay. I got nothing.
Cool. Let's put this in the bag.
Yeah.
So you
Oh.
wrap it up in that preservative stuff that you were given by the lizard folk. You want to stuff it in the bag.
Yeah.
But you have psionic organ,
Ryan
or
just
Grell psionic organ.
Ryan frowns at Moras's frozen body.
Ioane just cut it, shrugs his like,
Well, not the first time little shit stabbed me in the ankle, but you know.
Really, the little fucker should have turned into a bat and flew away. But
No one
Ryan
will.
pick.
So no one will claim causes are intelligent.
not that one
Is
either.
it attached to the Morningstar?
No, you want it, or Fat Heart's managed to scrape it off.
Ryan will go over and pick it up and just like.
It feels like it's not going to stay frozen for long.
Okay.
It's already kind of sticky. It's gross.
Alright. Suppose we should get going.
You should go, yeah.
You go to meet up with the miners.
Yeah.
And Corona, you will have to fly up above to work the winch or get some help from some of the people topside to help you work with the winch, because it's a more effort to wind it up, so you'll probably need some help topside. But with some help from the people up there, and it does take a few rounds, or not rounds, but it takes multiple rounds, but
Couple
it takes
minutes.
multiple to get everyone above. Like you probably get Ioane on the first trip, so he can operate the winch. But
Yeah.
Ryan is carrying the frozen body though.
so there
Looking
were
at it.
7 topside. So there are
Oh my god.
22 people that you managed to rescue somehow without killing any of them. That's like the thing I'm most amazed about.
Me too.
I even gave the Aura miners like really low HP for that reason. I mean, not for that reason, but just because they were sickly and like, not taking good care of the lizard folk were more hardy, being their base stat block. But still,
You gave us an option to do non-lethal.
yeah. Although some of the that both Ryoko and Quiet Hearts woke them up weren't non-lethal. It was just they didn't do enough damage to, be lethal.
Yeah, you
Again,
gotta do double
surprised.
their max HP,
Like the
right?
guy waking up on the edge of the cliff as he suddenly sees a shuriken disappear into smoke after it had been embedded in his arm. He's like, "Where the fuck am I? What is going on?"
Why am I bleeding out?
I think the
getting
funniest
flashbacks.
part was when there was a lizard folk standing next to one of the spitters. shot him in the chest with the Eldritch Blast. Look him up. He's like, looks at his burden. Ah! Looks at Quiet Hurts. Ah! Looks at the thing next to him. Ah!
Today has been a shitty day.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna post out all the figures on this map, but
There's a lot.
So this.
I'm getting
what is the
flashbacks to
frozen
like
body
all those.
made of now.
Hmm?
What is the frozen body made of?
no,
Yeah.
it's the ichor, and it is rapidly starting to melt.
Ah,
It's
okay.
not like permanently frozen. This is
We're just holding a blood slushy right now.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's yeah. By the time everyone's up, it has become mostly like ooze slush. You're not
she'll-
going to be holding on to this much longer.
Yeah, no. She'll toss it back down.
Yeah, you
it's
hear
fine.
after a few seconds you hear a
Right, it looks just green in the body actually.
oh. I need to BRB check on dinner real quick, but I will be back just a second. Talk among yourselves, discuss how you are going to,
Escort
get
a bunch of
22
people.
malnourished, sickly people across Death Island.
Oh
Okay,
boy.
good.
I mean, first we give them a moment to catch their breath and feed them and water them a bit.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, I think they've been
Slaughter
doing that
them.
with their resting.
That would be a
They
very
rested
good
at the same time as we did.
to use the spell that I have had for a while, which is
Oh,
create
what's
food
that?
and water.
Oh, okay. And I have how much food can that make?
It's no, don't roll it, you stupid shit. Whatever. 45 pounds of food.
That's a lot
Lord.
of food.
That's
Fuck
a lot
yeah.
of food.
That's like 2.
Thank
3
you,
grocery
Jesus.
runs.
You're welcome.
Well, thanks
Thank you,
Storm
Bird
Viper in this
Jesus.
case.
Thank you, Bird Jesus.
It's not a bird though, it's a giant snake.
Thank you, Snake
Well,
Jesus.
no.
You just see a giant snake in the clouds and it gives you a thumbs up.
We're calling
snake is
calling
the
Carano Bird Jesus.
I'm-
Oh, right.
I'm
Fuck,
Jesus.
Fuck, I'm being quibbling. Not even quibbling about my own lore.
30 gallons of water. Jesus fucking Christ.
Bird Jesus for lizard god.
That's still not enough to feed all the people here.
No, but it's
But,
enough to give everybody something in their stomach and get them going.
And I have 17 beads of nourishment still.
Where'd you get all those?
God, we got them a while ago. I think we got them from the
The dollar store.
Cambion stuff, I believe.
Right.
I have 15 beads of nourishment because we haven't really needed them, but I've been, they were gonna come in handy eventually.
I hope someone else caught on to the. I thought I was being clever. It was like, not the first time I've been stabbed in the ankle by a little shit, because not enough people probably reach that high to get his back.
Yeah.
Definitely not fucking Quasit.
Little asshole.
Okay, I'm back. I missed everything that you all discussed. What's the plan?
Bird Jesus fed the people and
Okay.
said, remember to thank Snake God. Or whatever.
So
Make a
you,
lot of make a lot of food, get them on their feet.
Okay.
Walk slowly, cover them. And if something comes close, it's course number 2.
Oh god, I just imagined, like, when Corrado does create, like, food and water, she just summons a temporary little storm cloud or a rain barrel.
So it just rains food and fucking
manna from heaven.
cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
God, I'm hungry. I should
Sorry.
eat dinner before the game.
Is that rain cloud raining spaghetti? Shut the fuck up, man.
It's like, I'm not being picky.
Let's just put you on the island map so we can get a sense of where you're all at.
Weather reports call for a meteor shower.
Not yet.
Oh,
That sounded like
Ominous.
a threat.
yeah.
That was very loaded like a threat.
I await the meteor.
So we can go back the way we came and get them here, or we have to go all the way across and get them here.
I think going to the lizard folk makes more sense first.
Which I think that might be a little longer, and we'll have to get them over water.
Going straight through the on-cake hive with 22 people isn't a safe
Yeah.
bet, though.
Making a
to go,
slight detour around it.
We'd have to go like this, and then like this.
Yeah.
Which
Would
takes
we
us-
rather deal with a very angry hive or just one big bear?
Versus, we
Now-
know that on these coastlines over here, the mutant scale folk are patrolling and they can get to help. So we can get more people to help us. The
And
further
hey,
along we go.
doesn't Gorglor like travel the river? Maybe we can just send.
Yeah, Gumgalore specifically goes along this river.
Yeah, if we make it to the river, he could probably take a good majority of them, and we can just walk the rest of the way. We're more capable.
It's not a bad point.
Now, you do know the skies are no longer harassed by a kaiju. Well, not
Yeah.
quite a kaiju, but
Yeah, not quite a kaiju.
It was still a damn big bird.
Oh, absolutely.
a dragon-sized
That's
bird.
Oh, it's just a bird. Oh, it's just a very big bird. Oh, it's a very big angry bird.
Yeah,
You
he
could
don't
say
bite.
it's a-
Yeah, he do.
You could say he was as big as a battleship.
So yeah, there are a few options. We could either, go through bear country, or try to huck it through the swamp. At least we know this would be a place to camp.
It would be very packed.
Yeah.
Yeah. How late is it right now?
Fuck. Good question. I'll say that between everything, I'm sure that if I actually went back and listened, this is completely wrong. It's probably like late afternoon.
We could get
Okay.
some distance before needing to bed down.
Yeah.
Oh, and Corona.
Mhm.
When everyone gathered together, like, because most of the people topside had gone and hidden off further down the ravine. When you gathered everyone and got them food, and water, everyone was very thankful.
This guy goes, yeah, that's what I'm here for. This is my purpose in life.
And you do see, among their number, there would be a few that are recognize you, and they say, they seem to be Vlecharek worshippers as well. Because I don't really have like what their amen would be, but they basically praise him in respect, recognizing that this is through his gift.
That makes her, like, her bird face twitches into the most pleased expression that it can.
Wait, what makes you so pleased?
Somebody thanked Vlecharek for the food.
Oh, aw.
Because he is while he is a war god, he is very widely worshipped by sailors for the storm and weather aspects.
Mhm.
Hmm.
She looks very happy. With
Might be
herself.
something like "May your sails be ever full," something like that. But
Don't bite me. I'm petting you. Don't bite me. Why would you do this to me? I don't feel good. Why are you being
How
mean?
could this happen to me?
so, what is the plan? Hoofing it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, if we wanted to get particularly freaky with it, we could try to make a raft of some sort with our magical sail that we have in our bag.
Hmm. We had to deal with a big shark last time, though.
I meant to sail down the side of the mountain.
What?
What?
I mean, we have Storm Cleric, yes. I just heard the god's name. I
Why
wanted to
are we
call it
sailing
Frankie.
down the side of the mountain?
There are 22 people. It will slow us down a whole bunch more than when we came in as a crew of 7. Also, I want to see if we can sail down the side of a mountain.
With what?
Maybe not with almost 30 people.
We didn't really like we had to go through a mountain, but we didn't really climb this mountain though.
You did follow some paths into it. You are technically in the mountains now, so yeah, there is going to be hiking. You are in the mountain range.
Things will be easier going once we get down.
Yes.
I know that this is going to be an unpopular opinion concerning some of us. And she looks at Ryoko, who's made it very clear that she doesn't want to split the party anymore. But there is no more giant bird preventing me from going to get help myself.
Hmm.
And you do have those message bottles now.
It'll be very easy for me to go find some moon-scale patrols with boats that we could get them to the village that way.
I mean, yeah. You're the one who follows the storm god. I'd trust anyone. I'd trust you more than most up in the air.
That at least seems more
Yeah.
well thought out than our previous splitting of the party.
And I will say that if Amon, if you put your weapons into your into the bag of holding, Corona would be able to carry you, being the small sized member of the party.
I am technically a medium-sized creature, and he's a small.
Doesn't no, you need to like breathe.
Airdrop the samurai.
Airdrop the samurai.
Well, I was thinking just like, I was like, well, since your hands are busy carrying me, I'll just whip out my bow.
Yeah, you'd be able to hold on to the bow probably. That bows aren't super heavy. But that would be. Wait, is Gray here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I could
Foolish samurai.
I'm not. Take. I'm fine with whatever option you want to try. It'll be interesting whichever way you go. I'm just saying that's, possible option.
Corona will say that in character, she won't. I could also probably carry Amon.
There's no true answer.
You're small enough for me to bring aloft. Your weapons and armor would have to go, unfortunately, though.
That would be fine. I would trust people with them.
Oh yeah, you are the most hurt. It is probably good if you get to somewhere you can be taken care of sooner.
Come on, you'd be able to carry your bow and your wakizashi.
At the bag of holding, right?
I mean, out of the bag of holding, but you could put your
Yeah, I mean, like, he'd still
wave slicer
have
long
his
sword
armor
and
with
the
him if
glaive
he
in
stuck
there.
it in there.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
because
my,
your armor is technically Corono's old breastplate, so it wouldn't be that much weight. Since that was specifically Aarakocra designed or Albatrosian designed.
that's fair. Amon's gonna put the weapons up, put all of his things into the bag of holding, and looks like, are you sure that you think I could do it with the breastplate, maybe? It was yours.
It shouldn't
No,
be
that's
too
what I'm
hard.
saying. It would be able to.
Shouldn't
Okay,
be too
sorry.
difficult for me to carry that. Carried its
I
weight
figured the
before.
straps. I figured the straps might be a little better. I've put away all the weapons except my wonderful little extra defense buddy and the bow, so that I can shoot people from above if something tries to attack us, say like a robber fly.
Very smart. Oh, we'll meet you at the bottom of the canyon. Now that you can take your time getting everybody down.
Mm.
She's gonna scoop him on up underneath the armpits like a particularly
Whoop,
wretched little cat. Go brace
Perfect.
yourself.
I
Into
am
the air with
already
you.
bracing. Oh, here we go.
Vroom.
Have you ever flown before?
If dinosaurs were meant to fly, we'd have wings.
You probably have with I'm just gonna take the Dinotopia name. The Skybaxes train pterodons specifically for flying. You might have flown, as a passenger on them, but not a pilot. That takes years of training.
Airbus.
I have been on a Skybax twice, and both times were a mistake.
Well, now you're on something much smaller and jankier, so that should work out fine.
I'll keep this as smooth as possible for you then. And she starts to fly over to the coast to find some.
If you want an extra boost, I could throw you like someone throwing a model airplane.
Jesus Christ.
Pick her up and throw her like a javelin.
Yeah, I mean,
God.
both Corona and Amon are both aerodynamic enough. Like, if we ever get to the fastball special with Iwata and Amon, that's how he's gonna throw. But it has to be a javelin throw
Oh
or
yeah,
a
it's just
spear throw. So you take off into the air. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Well, that sounded more ominous. How should we do this?
We killed him, yes.
So, Corona, do you want, just pure speed, or do you want to take a more stealthy approach, closer to like canopy top, so you're not just, shiny object flying in the sky, or do you want to risk that and try to go for as fast as you can? Because at full speed, you think you could probably get there by sunset. You and Amon might be camping away from the group tonight, but that would be getting help from the moon scale if you made it there in time.
Yeah, that depends on, I guess, on Amon what he thinks, because he's
speed.
He's
Speed
got-
is the most important.
yeah, his life is in my hands literally right now. So yeah, I will go as fast as possible.
Okay, so direct route. You are. Yep. Won't take you directly over the Empress's place, but yeah. Give me an athletics check with advantage due to being an Albatrosio.
Okay.
Because you are specific.
Why? God damn it.
Oh no.
Okay, probably been a while since you've done some long distance flying like this, especially being on the island and having to walk most of the way. So you're first leg of it, you're not getting as much speed as you could. You're not like plummeting to the ground, but it takes a while as you are probably like having to adjust your grip on a mon, find the best way to hold this featherless bird.
He's slippery.
I'm sorry, I'm not like my cousin Jeffrey who has fucking feathers.
He's got feathers just for sex?
What?
You're not here in the air.
I mean,
Yeah, you.
Cold
to be
display
fair,
mostly
it
feathers.
yes.
is- but yeah, it would be like mating display thing.
Those are your
That's
display
true.
feathers. See that tail fan? Those are his sex feathers.
So, well, what are the rest of you going to do? Which way are you heading?
Oh god.
Because
Oh
I will
yeah.
remind that where it is rocky on the edges of the island, that is rocky cliff, where it's a drop and two rocks in the waves. So
Yeah.
the closest
Um,
beaches would be closer to like where you showed up, or
Mhm. We could
inside
try
the
backtrack
bay.
that way, because we at
Honestly,
least
should
know
we-
the path a little bit better.
I was gonna say, should we just find a nice defensible cal and bunk down?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
backtracking much easier to backtrack than try to forward a new path.
Yeah, especially when we got a lot of people with us who are not as physically fit.
And they do pick up like some of them do pick up pickaxes and some sharpened branches that can make that they've been making while waiting. You see when you like showed up, see some of them had taken some like old tools with like broken handles and as like makeshift spears while waiting for everyone to come up upside. But so they're not completely defenseless. They'll be able to at least poke something with a sharp stick if something goes after them.
a stick.
But- I mean, a sharp stick and a heavy rock are probably the earliest weapons ever. The original weapons.
Yeah, that's true.
But-
All right.
Right,
should
with
go
our foremost
Yeah.
trailblazer, flying off to the sunset, we're I guess it falls to me to clear a path.
Yeah. So yeah, it will be easier because you are tracking back, so the survival check won't be as high. But I will also need someone or someone's to roll, basically perception checks, not just to keep a lookout, but I also need someone to be keeping shepherding the group, so no one falls behind, gets
Oh.
distracted or wanders off.
I can handle those if that's all right.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll a couple now, or how many do you need?
Perception checks. I would need 2 sets of perception checks from you then.
Okay.
Would other people be assisting? Because that might
I
get
can
you
assist.
advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just.
Okay.
Just the
Wow,
second one
rolling like shit
advantage.
tonight. Except for that
Oh,
nat
well.
20 earlier.
Just say what that. Ryoko, you're helping herd people, so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, with that, between Quiet Heart, with you helping Quiet Hearts, and you said you're helping too, Rayan, right?
No, she's not helping the herding process. There's already 2 people
Okay.
on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as you're continuing along, you do manage to make sure no one falls behind. Ryoko, you're probably in the back, making sure that making sure no one gets left behind. Quiet Hearts, you're like Argus, just keeping watch on everything, or Argos. Argus was the dog. Argos was the giant, right?
Yes.
Okay. But
Rayan's with Yoane, helping him
Yeah.
traverse.
yeah, and so Yoane, give me a survival check with advantage because you've got the help and you are backtracking.
Yay!
Wait a minute. Argus was also Hera's servant, and the Argo was the ship of Jason, who was Hera's favorite hero. But he named it
Hey.
after the guy who made the ship. But is there any further connection between them? That's things to research later.
You
That's a good
Yeah.
point, actually.
can see the sail of the Argonaut ship having a peacock emblem then.
So, was Argus just like a really big, angry peacock?
He's specifically like a member of the Titans, but of the freaky kind, like like the Briarzes and the Cyclops, the original Cyclopses.
Yeah.
So he's like a 100-eyed giant.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And when
Hercules killed
Hermes,
him, right?
no, Hermes did.
Oh, Hermes.
Hermes tricked him into falling asleep, which killed him. Because he was sent to guard Hermes' mother. Or was it Europa? One of the two. And Hermes tricked him and accidentally killed him, and it pissed off Hera, but made Zeus have a chuckle. And Hera, as she often did when her various minions were horribly murdered by heroes who were Zeus's bastard sons, she found a way to memorialize Argus by putting all of his eyes on peacocks.
Oh, so that's the connection.
Huh.
I just did wonder about that.
A lot of myths are just so stories where they explain why certain things happen in nature.
Can you imagine if a peacock could shoot lasers out of each of its eyes?
Pretty cool.
Sorry for the tangent.
No, I was the one who brought up that reference with Quiet Hearts. Which, now that people know more about Quiet Hearts under the helmet, that
Maybe
this
you
is
are, or just
apt.
maybe you're another bird.
They are peacocks.
So, you find the path that you forded the forged maid. Don't know the proper term. The path that you followed the previous time, and as usual, going downhill is much easier than hiking up a mountain. So you make better time going down than you had, when you were hiking up it. Thanks to the help of Ryoko and Quiet Hearts, the group of rescued miners are kept in check. You do have to take the occasional break because, again, they are very weak, and you realize that they are probably still just able to work because they were mentally dominated. Whatever was controlling them didn't really seem to care about their short-term health. But you did, like previously when you had encountered patrols of the mine slaves on the island, they all had gold lung stuff, so you realize that they might have been cycling them out. So at least not to kill them off immediately.
Alrighty.
Yeah. So tracking with them, you're making pretty good time. So I'll say at the moment you get to the base of the mountains. So,
Yay.
Corona, I need another athletics check with advantage for the next leg of it, or next wing of it.
Haha. Good lord.
And okay, yeah, it's been. I'm just gonna say it's probably been a while since you've had to do long-term or long-distance flying, especially with the passenger.
Yeah, mine's just chunkier than she thought.
I'm sorry, I'm so big
It's not
boned.
chunkier. It's more just awkward. Probably should have tied him to your chest like a baby Bjorn before you took off. Be aerodynamic. But or wait, that'd be more like a Fusor kind of situation. Never mind. Not gonna go there. I tangent enough on my stuff. But so you managed to make it across to like here, and you'll probably have to. You can actually take a rest on like actually the peak if you want, or like a couple minutes to catch your breath and possibly readjust.
Yeah, I can do that.
'Cause when actually you won't one of you two, not you, want Amon or Corrado. Either of you, if you want to do perception checks as you start approaching the small little mountain range. Not really a mountain range, but these
I can give
they're not as
him-
big as the mountains you were just at.
I have a pretty good perception on that, so yeah, I can do that.
I'll aid Amon to do that, because my perception is pretty good too, but I'm also flying. They don't want us to succeed at anything tonight, do you, Roll20?
Yeah, most of our checks have been pretty goddamn low.
Yeah, good lord.
You know what? Just roll again. This is
I want to see what happens.
Avast, curse
if
ye,
it's another.
it's not any better.
Wow.
Wow.
It's like Roll20. That was like such a that was sassy. It's like, oh, you want a higher roll? Here.
That's passive aggressive. Fuck you too, Roll20.
All right. Well, that's funny. Anyways, it wasn't like a super high DC. It was just as you start going, you see that there is like a small little man-made area. You realize that the top of the mountain is smooth. Like as you get closer, you realize it might be like tile or something. Not tile, but maybe like flagstone.
Okay.
There's like a little small little pedestal, kind of overgrown with moss. As you know, if you just flying by, or if you want to stop. But as you from the area, it just looks like a small little pedestal on top of this little mountain area, or this small little mountain with nothing really growing on top of it, just some grasses and some small bushes.
Mm-hmm. Look over there. There's some stonework we could probably rest after the evening.
I mean, you see in the distance, you do see the shoreline being this high up, that where the village is. You'd be able to make it there tonight, but this is just like if Corrado wanted to catch her breath.
There's a good resting spot there. We should be able to make the village afterwards.
You can't see the village yet because there's still jungle in the way, but
She'll bank towards landing.
okay. And when you land, it is fairly easy to see that the pedestal, which is only like chest high to you, Corrado, and you're not even the tallest. You're really the tallest bird. But you realize that it overgrown. It might have been like a signal brazier. And you just realize, you're like looking around. This looks like it might have been like a little outpost or outlook. Because setting up there, you can see the two big bays on the side of the island, and even across like through that area. This is probably just like a little lookout spot and possibly a little signal fire.
This might be a good place to inform the Moonscale of, if they don't know it already.
Yeah.
Looks like it was made
Honestly.
deliberately to see everything.
Like if you
Looks like
move
it.
some of the plants and mosses that have grown on the brazier, you pull it off and you realize the brazier, is designed with some rather stereotypical, you could say, hellfire imagery. You would guess this is probably Ruby Empire installed. Very rusted and exposed to the air, so you don't think this is enchanted in any way. It's corroded too much.
Still,
But-
Very interesting.
Oh, I should have clarified. Did you split up the message bottles?
I think
Yeah.
Yes.
I think they threw it at my face as soon as I got it.
pretty sure
Corona
that was
has
the
one,
plan.
and Yuana has the other.
Okay, so yeah, there's. I'll just say it. There's no really need for a check. There's nothing really, all that interesting up here other than the location of it. But you can catch your breath, grab onto Amon, try to find a better grip, and you can roll again for athletics again with advantage.
I swear to God, roll 20. All right, fine.
Okay, you managed to get the proper
Finally, a
hold
good
on
roll.
Amon. Probably having to readjust like how he was holding on to some of his gear to get a better hold. But
I've at this point put the breastplate in back in the thing. Like, this was too much.
so yeah, with that, you're pretty sure you'll be able to make it to the village by sundown. And we'll just switch over to the others. Do you want to continue pressing on? Ooh, sorry,
Weird.
Sorry,
You
my
wanna-
headphones popped out a second.
that's fine. Do you want to continue on towards one of the beaches?
Yeah.
Actually, which way were you going? Ping on the map, because so further west, not going to any of the beaches just yet. Sticking to the jungle.
Unsure.
Well,
Because
because you realize that judging from the time that even if Hirono and Amon make it there by tonight, they will make it there by tonight. You can't really expect to be picked up until soonest sometime tomorrow morning if they leave immediately with the ships to get around.
yeah,
But
I figured we would have to find a place to camp.
yeah, so this is really where do you want to find a place to hunker down for the night? Because there's probably another hour or so until sunset.
Well, if we camp in the woods, that means things might,
Maybe
we're not as
hour and a half.
out in the obvious. But by the same token, if we're not all in eyesight of each other and somebody gets yanked, it could be hard to notice one person going missing among 30.
Also, how's the caravan looking? Like, can they even go another?
Yeah, when you look at them, I'll say with your natural 20 perception, just your natural insight, the spirit is willing, but the body is weak. They want to continue, but they are definitely showing wear and tear, or
Okay, so we should bunker down now before we have people collapse.
Yeah. Alrighty then.
I will need a survival check. Find a suitable location, and I'll just assume you're getting assistance, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Hey.
16.
Ooh, the other side, jeez.
So
You're rolling so bad tonight.
We're just getting it out.
That one's not too bad. So with advantage, with people helping you look around, it's actually one of the lizard folk that points out and goes, "Oh, I think I know a clearing that would be a decent place for everyone to be close and in eyesight." And they're still kind of confused, but with their help, you manage to push through the undergrowth, and you manage to find it's not going to be it's not like the best place you could have found, but it's a decent enough clearing. It is somewhat open to the sky, but uh, the lizard folk. I assume that while you were hiking, you informed them about the Anzus being dead, so
Yeah.
they go. With the Anzu gun, this shouldn't be too dangerous. Just
Until the bugs get bolder.
yes, those can be troublesome, but and they kind of look around and goes, there seems to be enough to keep watch. And another person chimes up. One of the shipwreck survivors goes, yeah, and seeing you work your way through us and the monsters, I feel pretty confident. So there is
Yeah.
like a small clearing where some trees had died off and hadn't been refilled. Decent enough spot where you can maybe start like a couple of campfires so people can stay warm during the night and maybe cook some of the food that Chrono summoned because like looking at it, that's a lot of food. 45 pounds. Yeah, they probably like took some of the rucksacks they might have been transporting some of the Aurum, cleaned them out, and then used those to transport that, people carrying it on their backs. Actually, no. Y'all have, yeah, so you have enough supplies for the night to keep these people fed thanks to the spell. Enough food and water, so you don't really have to worry about that.
Thanks, Bird Jesus.
Hooray, clerics.
You're welcome.
So.
Hello.
You can start getting them hunkered down for the night, getting them set up. Chrono and Amon.
Yes.
Yes.
I need another perception check for this last leg of the journey. Last wing of the journey.
I will once again give you aid, as I am concentrating on flying.
18. Amon, you hear it before you see it because you've been waiting for this dreaded noise all flight. As you hear a buzz, as your head cranes around, as you see tearing up at you from the canopy, you see a bandit fly.
Heads up, 4 o'clock. We got company.
What's your fly speed, Corona? 30 foot as an albatrossian, right? You don't have the...
Unless I'm dashing.
Yeah, so you've been dashing flying, but since not using the old Aarakocra insane stats, but this thing is rapidly catching up because they have an 80-foot fly speed when it's not dashing.
Yeah.
So this thing is coming right for you.
You're right. She's gonna maneuver around so I can shoot at it.
Okay, I'm gonna take a shot at it. Does a 16 hit?
It does indeed.
And I want to say in particular,
Interesting.
Amon is aiming at where the wings go, like
Okay.
where they join in with the body, specifically to hey, maybe knock it out of the sky. We don't have to kill it. We just have to get it off of us.
Yeah, you want a controlled descent. But okay, so that hits. You have your second attack.
Oh yes, I forget. Second attack.
12 is its AC.
So ignore the 3
Then?
extra damage.
Yeah.
It's just thump, thump.
Okay. Both sink into its exoskeleton. Not deterring it, but it does like cause it to jolt in the air a bit. But it is still coming towards you. You have one more round. Actually, it is. Let's roll initiative. This is going to be a little theater of a mind thing. So, just. Oh, damn.
you like me to roll initiative too?
Yeah.
I mean, I have my hands full, but I can still do things. Alright.
Yeah, does
gonna
your
save this
channel
music
divinity
for-
require free hands?
No.
I should have saved this for a more epic fight, but
It's fine.
We can always reuse.
oh, this is like island combat music. I've decided. So, Amana, if you want to roll in it. Oh, you didn't roll. No, you
I
didn't.
just
13.
rolled.
So yeah, it was just let's see that for a second. So it is going to try to make a claw attack at you, Amon. And misses, I assume, even if you aren't wearing armor.
Yes.
That's 10 plus your dex.
Yes. Oh, that would
No.
be. It'd be higher than that. I should.
It is that is against Corrado.
The proboscis one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. Also, it needs to make a dex save.
Okay. I'm gonna guess it failed. Oh.
2d8.
12.
So I take the damage, but it also gets fucked.
Yeah, you just. Is it thunder or lightning?
In this case, it is lightning because I know that they don't like it.
Yeah, you bug zap this thing. Yeah, it definitely recoils because it stabs you with this dagger-like proboscis, and feels it stabs you like right under the wing, but it just gets electrocuted right after. It is your turn.
Okay.
If you need to drop me, just be sure to catch me.
No, you're all right.
You are about like 200 feet in the air. You were going for speed rather than stealth.
I get to use this now. I get to use this spell actually because it can't hit any of my fucking allies because I'm holding the ally.
Oh, I was gonna say, just to set the scene, it is clear skies right now. There's like a few wisps of clouds, but nothing significant. Ooh. The con save. Well, saves, but it still takes half damage. Fortunately, not pushed, so it takes half of 17, so 8 damage.
See, she's just flying away, and you just watch her bug zap it the first time, and then the second time, it's just like a wave of thunder crashes out of her, like she's done her own sonic boom from it.
Yeah, I picture that it's just you spin and like flap your wings dramatically for that, like it is like a sonic boom.
How far away are we from the others? They can hear that.
Yeah, you're all setting up, and in the distance, just kind of rumbling like a distant thunder rumble, even though there's no storm clouds. You hear that familiar noise.
Well, we know Corano's fucking up something.
Yeah.
See, they haven't sent a message, so they must be fine.
And then
We'll see.
Kind of hard to write a message on flag.
she's gonna
Yeah, but, like-
continue moving it the speed that she can move.
Okay. So, Amon, it is your turn.
Holding on to his bow for dear life, he aims once more and is like, well, that was new.
Oh, damn, that hits. Okay. Both hit. Okay.
And I think there's probably not going to be another time this session where doing an action surge would make sense, but somehow I went the whole last combat without using it. So action surge.
Okay.
You didn't use it
that-
against the Grell?
Well,
No,
So-
because the Grell
Oh my God.
one-shot me.
yeah, it had an ambush round because up until it attacked, it was invisible.
Insta paralyzed, insta prone, not
Yeah,
to
it's like
one
it's like
hit
they
point.
were designed to be an ambush predator.
Yeah.
I mean, my small size character learned that in the Frost Maiden game.
Growls are bitches.
But yeah, so that is combined 24 plus 11 is 35 damage.
Yeah, it had 5 HP before you had the action surge, and it was going to try to fly away. But how do you take this out with just pin cushioning it?
Specifically aiming 2 arrows each into the joint where the wing meets up with the body to make the wings pop off mid-air.
So yeah, normally, even with, I just realized because it was close, you would have been rolling disadvantage, but all those, even with disadvantage, would have hit, even the 12. So you are, you see this thing try to fly away because that was a lot of damage it took when it thought it was just attacking a bird or a large bird food. So it tries to bank away, and you just line it up perfectly and just riddle it, and it banks, and then you see its wings aren't beating as it just tumbles, and just its legs kind of flailing as it just goes and disappears into the canopy.
Okay, it's no longer a problem for
Definitely
anybody.
not flying. So, yeah, you are combat ended.
We are a very effective team, my friend.
We are. It doesn't. I believe the thing in the mine was just a fluke of me going, hey, all the enemies are away.
An ambush predator is an ambush predator. It could have gotten any one of us.
I would prefer it to be me than someone like Rayan, who might be a little more squishy.
I think most of us would prefer taking damage rather than our friends, to be honest.
Yes. But, I feel like I am not as made of much seaweed and more meat.
That is a worrying sentence that you just said. And I'm doing that.
That is no, that's absolutely fair. I wasn't sure how to phrase that properly. I just know that casters are not always the most durable. Clerics don't count. Don't look at me like that. I know what look you're giving me.
But the two of you yelling this as you're flying.
I think Rayan's tougher than his again. Physically, she has shit AC, but she's physically tougher than everybody except Ioane.
Yeah, you have HP less than the barbarian tank.
He doesn't know your mathematical number. How's he supposed to know that?
Yeah, it's like
get the shit.
it's like as if Rayan, the condensed form of Regax, is supernaturally durable.
Yeah.
It's also really easy to hit you and take those hit points away.
Oh yeah, it's super fucking easy to hit her.
Yeah.
He's the big
once
fish
again,
in a little pond.
If something was going to try to ambush predator us,
All right. Rayan is the big fish in a little fish in a minnow.
What?
Rayan is the big fish who became a minnow, but still is a big fish. Anyways, sorry, continue.
Yes.
But no, I know some, like, I'd rather it be me than Ryoko, or me than Rayan, or, I'd say Iwan, but Iwana is, like, the other one person. I'd be like, if something ambushed them, they'd have a pretty good time of just looking at it and go, no.
You were too paralyzed to see it, like, kind of fucked him up, too.
Oh, 100%, face in the dirt.
I suppose the point is that we're all more effective together than alone.
This is true.
Yeah, kind of relevant to that whole situation, Chrono. You would realize that Yowane putting himself to get fucked up is what saved Amon from death.
Like I said, I would not mind continuing on with you all after this. I have no direction in my life other than where the wind takes me, quite literally.
That'll be fun.
I've had... I don't know if I should say fun around, especially Rayon. But I'm a cleric of a war god.
Oh.
I've been having fun.
I mean, yes. The combat has been very enjoyable. The Anzu trophies will be interesting to take home, along with my new one from the fella who tried to eat me. Actually, not. But in any situation, you are most welcome to join me on any of my adventures. I trust you in combat. I trust you out of combat. You are a dear friend.
You're dear to me as well.
Also, I think if we didn't travel together, at least for the immediate time being, at least 3 of the others' mental health would just collapse.
Hey.
There's the most world-weary bird sigh you have ever heard. She's like, how did this happen?
I don't know.
I don't want to interrupt the touching moment, but you are getting very close to the village, and I just want to know, what's your AC?
At this moment, not
a
very
9's not
good.
gonna hit it because
Oh my god!
it was at maximum distance. You see a javelin go sailing by as you look down and see a lizard folk looking kind of worried, reeling back another one.
Oh, Mom looks down, and then Soren goes as loud as he can, "Hello down there!
You
We're
see the
friends!
lizard
Do
who's
not
like,
worry."
because you're getting closer to the edge of the village. This is someone that was like hidden up in a tree as a lookout, it seems. And once you shout out in a language, you see them kind of jump, and then they like lower the javelin, shield their eyes, and then like kind of squint, and they're like, oh, and then just from like body language, you can tell they're like, oh, I almost fucked up.
Corona's gonna turn on thaumaturgy after telling Amon to like cover his ears.
Okay, ears are covered.
She's gonna go, worry not.
You see the lizard folk flinch and then like give a half-hearted wave, like, yeah, my bad kind of attitude, and then they just kind of wave off and then like point in the direction of the village.
She's also going to add, do not be sorry for defending your village. That was admirable. As she flies by.
Yeah, you almost got me in my tail.
Yeah, it was the silhouette of a bird carrying a Truden that kind of threw them off, and like, what is that?
Big fucking bird
But-
that's got a lizard.
Yeah, from a distance, the silhouette confused it. It spooked it, but they have been on high alert. So, with you shouting though, that lets the people, the other sentries, know that someone is coming in, and you are known to the village, so they recognize some of them do recognize your voice. As you fly in and you see the village already, kind of gathering. The chieftain Chiss Moonscale and her daughter, or not daughter, her son, the war leader Utroth. They both are there to greet you both with a few others as you come in for a landing. As Utroth goes, heard you approaching. Just the two of you?
Yeah, we've found your missing tribe members and the missing villagers from the other village. We know where the Arum mine is. We have 33 people that need rescuing.
There was 22. I just said like 30, counting your group too.
Okay, 22 people that need rescuing because we're good.
And they go. There's like a murmuring among the crowd as like you see the village like gathering. Seems they were preparing for the evening. So there were a lot of them out and about. But the chieftain, she steps forward and she goes, "That is wonderful news. Where is this?" And she gestures to another one, and after a moment, someone runs forward with a very detailed map on a piece of leather that it seems they've made themselves.
Yeah, she'll point to where it is and say, tell them the route that we took, which wasn't the best idea, and said that they're probably going to be waiting on one of the beaches for us.
And Utroth, kind of looking at it, goes, "I personally have been through that mountain range, and you said it was illusionary hidden."
Illusionary, yes.
Yep.
Well, it makes sense. Well, this is wonderful news. And he turns around and barks out in Saurian to the rest, telling them to prepare the barge and some other ships, saying to arm, also telling them to arm for possible combat because. And when he turns back, he goes, "We'll have to sail through dangerous waters. Will you help us defend them when we return?"
Of course I will.
100%, yeah. Let me just get
Excellent.
my armor back on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, rest yourselves. It will take us an hour at least to prepare the barge for sailing. And they nod and goes, "Excuse me, I must prepare and get them." I already said that. So they excuse themselves and once again, thanking you, head off to start getting the other warriors of the tribe. Sorry, I'm suddenly stumbling over everything. They go to prepare to sail, leaving you with the chieftain. As she looks and goes, knowing how far that is on the dangerous waters and preparations probably will not arrive until perhaps sunrise. Rest here while you can. You are welcome to join us in our meal. And
where would it be the safest for you to land? I can tell the rest of my companions where we will be.
And they look at the map and they're like, "Oh, excellent." They look at the map and they go, "Within the bay of the Despot, that is the most dangerous. The safest would be to land on one of the southern beaches and then take a long route back around.
And that is what I shall tell them. And she'll, like, pull out the bottle, I guess.
They say one of those. Yep.
And she's going to message Yumane.
Okay. So,
Is there like a notification that we get a message?
Dang.
well, what do you just tell them to go to the southern beaches?
Yes.
Okay. And you want to, as the group has been, this escort group has been getting ready and preparing to arrest. You've had the bottle kind of secured on your hip. To you, it's kind of like comparison, like someone holding a beer bottle, not really a wine bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And probably one of the reasons why Ioane became a sailor is the free booze, because to get a good buzz compared to a hobgoblin even is still a significant.
Yeah.
But the it's not like a ding or anything. There's like a
Yeah,
There's
I'm
like a
imagining kind of like
jostle.
those mail chutes where you got to put it in the canister and it goes up. So when one comes down, it's just a little.
It's more like it, because like even though there's no fluid inside it besides like a few drops when you take the paper out or like even shaking it upside down, it feels like as if there was water inside it and it just got like jostled. And when you look at it and pull the paper out, it the one blank paper, because you had wrung it out dry or wrung out the ink previously, now has Kuroto's message and maybe a little sketch of the island or the little map area. So you are to be there by sunrise, and expect them around sunrise or around that time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
and if
Got
you
a
want, you
message
can wing
from
it out and send it back.
got a
Send a
message
reply.
from the other two. They're fine. Made it there in one piece. Say they're
that's good.
gonna try and pick us up on the southern beach.
So down here?
Oh
Or
no,
down here?
I'll re-add it. Like,
Oh, okay. Oh, all the way down there. Oh boy.
I mean, do you see the little closet token? That's where you are currently.
Okay, we're not too far.
But yeah, there would be just enough time with you all getting hunkered down before, even before sunset. There's enough time for everyone to get a long rest before that time and get there.
Ah, finally. I have my spells back.
But let's see. So, Kuroto and Amon, you can join the lizard folk for a meal. More modest than the last time you're there. There's not really celebration time yet. You're gonna wait for everyone to come back home, but they very eagerly welcome you to eat with them, and you don't have to feel any guilt as you are treated to a lovely array of frogs and other,
He looks fucking
other
thrilled.
other jungle and
Okay.
swamp and sea-based, carnivorous menu.
I understand that our friends are omnivores, but like Amon's saying this has got like half a lizard in his mouth, but I've missed this.
It's almost impossible for me to digest plant matter, so I've been very uncomfortable.
I'm so sorry.
There's a reason I sleep in trees.
I mean, that's where the best lizards are. Unless if you count the ones in the burrows. The ones, though I haven't seen any burrowing ones here.
I imagine if we did, they would be the size of Ioane. I am daring the DM to do that now.
Sorry, what? Sorry, No, I hear family like talking through the door or in the hallway, so it's just like.
It's fine if you
listen.
didn't hear
Hey,
it, then you can't do it.
giant lizards the size of Ioane?
God damn it, Kelly.
I mean, was that it or?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that just be your average gator?
Sorry.
Oh.
Excuse me.
You okay?
I'm fine. You just heard of it.
Oh,
I just choked on a frog. It's fine.
oh no. Frog in your throat.
I'm good.
So, yeah, you have a nice dinner with them. As you see the hunters and warriors of the tribe get. It's not really like it's not a tribe big enough to really dedicate a full cast of people only for war. But you see, a lot of them are getting themselves ready. And it seems that they've been preparing actually recently because you do see more spears and stuff and javelins and clubs waiting, lined up around. Especially considering that they recently were attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the other group, anything you all wanted to do while sitting there taking care of the people, or just
Just being careful and looking out over everyone.
Ryan's kind of mother henning people. Like, oh God, are you okay? Do you have everything you need? Are you hungry? Do we need to find you food? Are you thirsty? Do I need to get you more water?
they're very thankful. But between, they they are very thankful for your help, and a bunch of them say thank you. Some of them are a little shell shocked, it seems, but yeah, they between the create food and water that Toronto did and the water spells that you have, everyone's starting to finally get hydrated and fed.
I'll ask if any of them remember anything.
Some of them say that they remember flashes, mostly just seeing the eye always staring them down like oppressively, like where all they could see was that eye when they did remember things.
Mm.
But no one really has anything coherent or cohesive. And that's kind of a trend you've noticed among those you've woken up, where most don't really remember their time.
Yeah.
Which, might be a good thing for some of them. But, yeah, there's a couple of people who, there's like 2 or 3 of them that they're the most confused, where they never got to the village. They seem to have washed ashore and then just suddenly went to bed while camping on a shore, and then just woke up in the mine. And some of them
Ooh.
weeks or even months after what their last state they can remember. And that's hitting some of them the hardest, those that didn't even have the chance to get to Rondo Village.
Oh. Right, it'll be sure to show them, there's a whole village that of other people who have been shipwrecked, and they've already, made a safe place for themselves. We just got to get you there.
Yeah, and some of the ones that have been to Rondo Village, they'll chime in and say, "Yeah, don't worry, we'll happened to all of us. We got, take care of you. And even the lizard folks say their tribe will, the Moonscale are friends of the village. They'll, our family will help out. But, so, as the darkness comes, I need another set of perception checks. Keep watch.
Alrighty. Okay.
Oh, you're definitely sleeping in shifts tonight.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think to make a list of how many people, but there's that Flowborn guy. Oh, nice.
About time.
There's that Flowborn guy. There's a smattering of humans, elves, half elves, a couple hobgoblins, a few goblins. There's doesn't seem like any Karkanos or Tideborn because it seems that maybe working in a mine probably wasn't the best place for species that need to breathe water.
In a mine. We put
Which
the lobsters in a mine.
putting two and two together, you realize that might have been why it was enslaving people that shipwrecked to work the mine, because marrow and stuff would not be ideal for working that mine.
Yeah, they wouldn't last as long.
Us water-breathing creatures are superior. That's why you're doing the hard labor.
Is this like our overnight watch, or is this just a night watch?
This is actually, yeah, this would be the first watch. So,
Okay.
Well, quite hard. So, I guess this would be the watch leading into the night watch. This is everyone settling down, having dinner, because this is just sunset at this point.
How do we want to split watch? You two?
Yeah, going loosey goosey.
Four. There's four of us. Yeah. How do we want to split watch between the four of us?
Shrugs.
First.
Okay. Raven,
Yes. Sorry.
you're very good at night watches. When do you want to watch?
Well, yeah, middle of the night as usual. 'Cause
Okay,
that's when it's going to be darkest.
last watch, so that way Rayan can make sure Ioana sleeps the whole night.
Okay.
But she still feels bad.
Oh, Ray,
Yeah.
there is one item that you still don't know the exact thing about, the little bird cage. Are you going to
Oh yeah, birdcage.
If you want, you can do a Arcana check.
Okay. Hiya. 9.
You got to guidance yourself and roll a 3. Roll 20, heard me. So that would be enough.
I just hit the
That would be
fucking
enough.
DC, good
It's
lord.
not a hard check, especially when you flip it over and you're looking on the bottom of this little cage. It's only about this. It's this little bird cage that's just big enough to hold the skeletal bird, the skeleton. And when you flip it over, there's a small little plaque with an engraving that is in Sylvan.
Oh, I read that.
And it says, yeah, and it says, "May the memory of fresh air bring you hope in darkness." As you're looking it over, and you realize this is a little canary skeleton that chirps when there are poisonous or harmful gases or effects.
Oh my
in
god.
The air. Doesn't
That's
tell
cool.
you what it is, but it starts chirping when it detects things. It is the canary in the mine.
Mm-hmm.
That's clever. I like that a lot. So Rayan
That
has,
is the
she
other
still has
item my friend suggested.
It's a
she
really
still
good
has
item.
that ore, the +1 necromantic ore. She hasn't used for anything, but it's just like she's just carrying it around. So she puts the bird cage at the end of the ore and like straps it to her back so she can hear it if it ever starts chirping.
The what?
The ore that the skeleton had,
Or?
the skeleton in the
Oh,
tree.
or. Sorry. Yeah, you were saying the word, but I was thinking O-R-E, not O-A-R.
Did this come from a mine?
Because of the whole mine thing, I was like, what? And then it was just like, okay, now, yeah, that makes sense.
Not
Okay,
ore,
so yeah.
ore.
Yeah, English, that dirty, dirty slut.
But yeah, so she has basically just hanging off the ore, which is like sticking out of her pack, so that way she can hear if it ever starts chirping.
Okay. Quite hurts.
Mm-hmm.
As everyone's like having the evening meal with the food that was summoned and some of the rations passed out from the villages that you've gathered. Depending on if Ryoko is feeling charitable, maybe even some of the island hooch. But
I will share if asked. I will not volunteer it.
you do get some people asking if they see you drinking some. They're like, "Oh, can I have a sip? Can I have some?" Like, you see some. There are some people that are like desperate. But
This trip has been hard on my alcoholism.
and you hear there's like a few chuckles from the people that were sitting nearby. As there's one person who said they'd been on the island for a couple years before they got taken. They're like, "Oh, tell me about it. It's that fruit wine that the druid makes, Marlene. It's like the only reason I can stand being here without going crazy." And like, there's a lizard folk who goes, "I can't wait to get some of the kelp again."
Kelp?
Oh yes, and one of the other villagers goes, "Oh yes, they grow it. They trade it to the village sometimes. What do they call it on the?" And they say something in Saurian, their name for it, but then like one of the villagers is just like, "I'm not the head." They call it narcotic kelp in the rest of the islands. You dry it and smoke it.
Oh my
It's
god,
seaweed.
that's weed.
It's seaweed.
I'm going to kill you, Sarah.
So, good thing got the beard because she might have killed the stream with that one.
What?
Like, good thing got the beard because she might have killed the stream with that joke.
Oh.
But so, yeah, they're having a good time chatting. Some of them probably have to be stopped, and some of their friends stop them or the other people around from drinking too much because they're still recovering. But you don't go into your personal stashes of like the actual liquor stuff, but you'll probably want to re-up some of the berry juice that you've gotten from the villages. But
Right, it is
for a good
probably
cause.
probably a little annoyingly going, making sure people aren't eating and drinking too much right away.
Yeah, you're the one who stops them from drinking too much.
Yeah. Okay, I know you guys are really thirsty and you haven't had it in a while, but if you drink too much, it'll cause your stomach to expand badly.
Do either a persuasion check or an intimidation, your choice.
But you know what? I never get to roll this, and I'm actually good at it.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god!
Are you? Roll 20 says
Well, it's
no.
just-
I was even
Well,
like,
funny
was like,
things.
probably have advantage just because they were so like sick. So yeah, I'll give you this one and just say there is one guy who's very stubbornly and actually probably has to be like taken away from him. But yeah, the rest of them, like most of them, do like okay, but
She tries to be like stern, but it's still fucking rain. She's still too.
Yeah.
She's too anxious to be like. You put that down. It's more like you should put that down. You've drank too much.
yeah, one yeah, it's mostly just people just kind of laugh and like wave you off before. Probably Ryoko glares at him.
Sounds right.
So
God, I'm good at it.
in for the Quiet Hurts. When you're
Or her
like
second
looking
first ship,
around, yeah, as everyone's there, it seems that while you are definitely, this group is definitely not stealthy because there's like at least 3 little campfires, not huge ones, but still that's enough of a smoke trail and scent, for smoke smells to get wafted around. But it seems that being such a large group is actually kind of a benefit. Nothing really seems to approach as you've been keeping watch during the kind of dinner time.
All right.
So, as that's that, and then it'll be next one will be the first shift for night watch. But Chrono and Amon, you have a decent meal with the lizard folk. Actually, a pretty good meal. So, and
I don't know what they're doing.
what's that?
The lizard folk know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They do.
They and Amon, they offer you. It's like they offer you because they see that you have your arrow, or your bow and arrows when you showed up. They offer to give you any arrows that you need. A lot of them are shark tooth tipped. But, eventually Utroth returns, and he is strapped on his armor and carrying his pole arm. Approaches the two of you and says, "We are nearly ready. Are you?"
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Looks to you, Amon.
My microphone has been muted for who knows how long.
Oops.
Yep, let's go.
So, it'd be about that time, Corrado, you get, as you start walking, they start leading you away from the village as Utroth, and flanked by a good number of others, lizard folk who have picked up the spears, javelins, and shields. Utroth goes, "We keep our largest ship away from the seas where the fish people, Sahagin and such, can destroy it. I should not be insulting. They were our friends once." And he leads up, probably like 100 yards down the beach away from it, and you see, banked on the sand, you see a cluster or a handful of other smaller boats, like similar to the ones you saw previous few days with their patrol boats, and also a larger boat that is clearly one that was salvaged and fixed up by them. It seems to have been a it's not super long, but hold on, actually, I don't know how long it is. It's 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. It's almost like 100 feet from stern to stern, stern to prow. But it is, you realize it was a longboat, single-masted longboat, mostly with some oar ports, or notches for oars on top. But it was clearly repaired, salvaged, and repaired by the moon scale. And actually, Corona, if you wanted to do a history check,
Okay.
being the sailor.
Yeah, I do. I do have. That is my background. Of course.
Roll again. You would have advantage. The heck is with roll 20 tonight?
Oh my
Oh my god!
Can't wait
Okay.
for shit tonight.
I could try.
You've seen this style of boat? Yeah, go ahead. You've seen this style of boat, but you're not sure. Oh, okay, none of you have seen a boat in your life.
That's
First
a
time
boat.
seeing boats. Oh my god.
Wait, I need to see what happens.
3 nat ones in a row is fucking ridiculous. Roll 20.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kind of what he
you
comes
got my
with
fucking
threes, I
best
guess.
roll of the night right there.
So. That's me something. Anyways, as you start heading towards the boats, as Ustroth actually says, they've been. You look up further up the beach, like more inland, as you see that a space that had been cleared. Now that you realize some disguised foliage has been moved aside. This boat has been stashed and hidden. That has now been dragged to the beach or to the water. And it is about that time that you start feeling a now familiar but unwelcome tingle of static, unlike the kind that you would normally welcome with the approach of a storm. As you look up and realize what was once clear skies, the clouds are now starting to literally manifest before your eyes. And Amon, you look up and see these clouds seeming to appear from nowhere or from nothing and just start thickening and roiling. And you all see this too across the island as the sky just a storm is summoned as suddenly there's a flash of lightning and thunder booms, heralding the sudden torrential downpour of rain as another storm has been summoned.
I don't care for that.
And Utroth kind of sighs and goes, well, this will make travel longer, but I suppose we should have expected this after you liberated our family and friends.
We are very good at pissing whatever this is off.
Yes, it's almost like it's a knack.
Well, we should prepare ourselves, and he raises his voice to make sure the rest of the others here, because prepare yourselves for a battle. This will be a dangerous trip. So, Corona, how are you on spell slots?
I have 4 level 1s, 2 level 3s, and 2 level 2s and 1 level 3.
Okay.
I'm not that bad.
Okay. So they would actually send, as you were preparing I forgot something. They would have handed over a small little satchel with inside 4 of their versions of a healing potion. It's more of a
healing bark.
Yeah, you have to eat it really to get its effects, but it's still like the same thing as taking a potion. But they say these should help. We would give you more, but we must ensure we have enough for our own warriors.
It's understandable.
You have 4 of them, 4 of the healing bark, and they count as standard healing potions.
Okay.
And they have to be eaten rather than drink, because it's like a bark that has been treated with various healing mojo.
Mojo Jojo.
A fungus water, perhaps?
What?
A fungus water.
Oh yeah.
I still have that.
Oh yeah. Special water. So.
Yep.
How are you start? So the two of you load up onto the boat. It's this boat and like two of the smaller boats. They say that they would have brought more if the weather hadn't changed suddenly, but two will join as an escort. But they'll be mostly those will just be those warriors riding in those. They say you can stay on the large ship with them to help defend it, or if you wanted to go with them, or they Utrecht goes Corona if you want to fly. Understandable, but there's another booming crash of thunder, which might not be a good idea.
Okay.
I will
Let's
join on the
continue.
defense of the main boat.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably the best place for the two of you to stick, because that will give you fighting ground.
Yeah, and I can put my actual armor on.
Yeah.
Which would also be helpful.
Yeah, so you set off into the storm. I know we're normally like 15 minutes or so away from normal time.
Are we?
Yeah.
10 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if people want to go a little bit later. Won't be able to escort everyone away from there, but we might be able to get to the ship arriving, and we can pick up next time with, with the boat ride. But if we wanted to continue to see if we get there,
It's up to everybody.
it won't.
I don't have. Don't have to get up early, so like, I don't have a horse in this race.
I mean,
besides
I don't want to go on too late because I am like really hungry and I can smell the food that's been cooking the entire time. So
fair.
That's fair.
How are the other group reacting to this sudden downpour without much cover? Your campfires do go out.
Lots of swearing.
Oh boy. Kana. Oh yeah, right. She's in here. Is this another one of? Is this you again? She pulls out the eye.
There's no reaction from the Pearl.
Yeah,
Beyond a mischievous little wink.
When it's just one, is it a wink or a blink?
See, that's what makes it mischievous.
Yeah.
What do we do? It's coming down really bad.
I hate to say it, but we should go back in the mine.
That's a
Yeah, that would
good
be
bit of time away.
Especially at night.
I hate to say it, but we're gonna get wet.
We need to look for any sort of cover.
I just realized we don't bring tents, do we? We should probably bring tents.
I mean, yes, but like, what's a tent?
But there have been tents at the villages, so you would know what a tent. But yeah, the weather's been nice enough that you haven't really needed to use it. It's just, or when there has been weather, and you've found cover. So
maybe we
you
should
either hunker down here. You would be able to get the long rest, but it will be probably miserable. But and
rain actually
with the
involves
rain
the
coming
rain.
down, you don't have as much light, so it would be probably more dangerous. But up to you if you want to relocate or try to hunker down here for the night.
Is there much in the way of shelter here, or is it pretty open?
This part was a pretty clear. This was a small clearing. There's not really trees above. You can try to go find someplace that's more where the foliage is denser.
We should probably do that.
That would be no, not everyone would be as close together and grouped up together as you are here, but
Mm.
so
Alternatively,
yeah,
we could try and make like makeshift lean-tos.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. Is there enough stuff here that we could try that?
Plenty of forest crap.
there would be. It will be difficult with the storm going on.
Yeah,
Somebody-
Especially to
true,
get enough
and-
for everybody.
Somebody give aid to Ioane, because I expect it's a survival role.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Rayanne is fine sleeping in the in the rain because
Yeah.
she likes the rain.
So
If it rains heavy enough, can she just swim through the air?
At that point, it's no longer air; it's water.
yeah, by that point it's
Yeah.
not raining, that's flooding.
Oh yeah, we should prioritize the most injured and most tired, but best case scenario, we can get you guys and all of them in some shelter.
Oh.
You want to?
So what's the plan?
You want to?
Easy.
Apologies.
You good?
Yes, I am now.
Oh,
I
we're-
must have nodded off a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
There'd be a storm, and we could use your expertise at
In not
roughing
dying.
it. Yeah, being in the rough to make shelters and stuff.
Alrighty.
So I guess I'll give him aid, and then you can yeet guidance on.
Yeah.
All right, what was the plan?
We're aiding Juane. Well, Fireheart is aiding and I'm guidancing.
We're trying to make
Do
quick shelters, at least get people somewhat out of the ring.
Yeah.
okay.
Enough that they'll survive the night.
People won't have hypothermia, at least.
Yeah. Probably not gonna be the most comfortable night.
It's not bad.
Hey, it's not funny.
Yeah. Tough 20, yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's not gonna be the most comfortable night, but as long as we can get the people inside some shelter.
Okay, so technically the aid would have made it a straight roll, so that's not really
it's
much of a
disadvantage.
difference.
Okay.
Noted.
So it'd be a 19 then.
Yeah, not really much of a difference, honestly. But so you go and manage to find some of the smaller trees that you can uproot and try to lash together, some heavy branches that have fallen, or even jump up, you want it, because you're big enough and heavy enough that you can crack some down just with your body weight pulling on them.
Mhm.
And
I can break some trees. I can break
Yeah.
some trees. I don't need any muscles. I
yeah,
don't
you can
need
Eldritch
those.
Blast some.
Yeah.
So you do manage to start making a decently sized one. It's definitely not going to be enough for everyone, but a couple of people will be able to, because this will get it'll be able to protect at least possibly a fire if you wanted to get it started, and people
Yeah.
can huddle and maybe shuffle around it, but quite hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Do a perception check as you're helping out.
Alrighty.
Oh,
Oh, fuck.
Very appropriate, because as you're helping out, you look off. There's like a little glint that you notice as you look off to the side and kind of peeking around a tree, maybe 5 yards away. You just happen to glance at it because you've noticed this little light and now look for it excitedly as you see your little pixie friend just kind of watching, and they are literally holding a leaf over their head like an umbrella.
No.
And when they see that you've noticed them, they give a wave, kind of flutter out. They're not approaching, but they're not like fully hiding now. But they're out in the open. They give a little wave.
They will give a wave back, and after like construction is complete, they will move over, like slowly to the ferry in case like if they didn't want attention put on them or anything, they could back away quickly.
So when you step over to them, they, you see the way their antenna flick. You realize is like their version of a smile, because you realize their face is mostly mandibles. But they 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 give a little wave, and then they point to the group, tilt their head, and then like jostle a little umbrella leaf.
So Bardock is gonna nod a little bit and go, yes, we're seeking cover from the storm. There are many who are tired or too wounded to move at this time. And they give a little nod as they like tap their chin mandible, and then they're like, do a persuasion check with advantage. Alrighty. I'm actually really good at persuasion.
Hey,
But what, Rayan?
Hey,
Yes?
you saw Rayan reading Sylvan earlier.
Yeah, this made me think of it at this moment.
My God, this is the third time.
They kind of like look over their shoulder, kind of in thought, and then they're like back and they go. They say something, and again in the language you don't understand, a couple words, and then they like realize you don't know what they're saying. They're like, they jostle their little umbrella thing again, go over to the tree they're hiding, and then very dramatically hug it, and then holding the tree over them, and then they motion for you and like point deeper into the area, or deeper into the jungle, closer to further west.
Gotcha. I gotta watch this for a minute and go, are you saying there's a tree that has more cover that way?
And they give a very emphatic nod, kind of bobbing in the air with the motion.
At that, Quires is just gonna have like a light bulb moment, goes and ask, would you be okay if a friend of mine joined me here and spoke to you?
And they seem to think about it before giving a nod.
It's like, I believe
Part
they
of the
can
persuasion
speak.
there.
I believe they can speak the language of the Fae, but I'm not completely sure.
They kind of perk up.
They're gonna, nod and make a like two-handed motion of just wait a minute, and then go over back to the group and
and don't
find
people
where
on the
Rain
fire
is.
too much.
It's like Quiet Hearts just like steps up close and goes, Rayan, I think I could use your help for a minute.
What?
It's my friend is back, the little pixie. I think they want to help.
Did you tell her about the pixie?
I'm pretty sure they did, because remember
That session, I believe, yeah. Or Corona was the one who saw it, but
yes, they did, because that conversation moved into the trauma thing. Remember?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Anyways.
Okay. The pixie. Pixie's here. She looks around.
They're a little shy. Please do not draw too much attention to them.
Oh, okay.
they're gonna basically offer a hand so they can lead you over.
Since you did say that, you do see like a few people kind of like look over and like some of them are like Dixie, like just kind of mumble in confusion. But you see them all like they're more concerned with huddling around the fire than like listening to you. It's like Dixie's what? Whatever. I'm cold.
Right. So they will lead Rayan back over to the pixie.
Okay.
And when you lead when you lead the two of you back over, the little pixie's not there. But after a moment, you like look around, and then they kind of reappear up in the branches and just like look down. It seemed they were hiding just for a moment, but then they flutter back down, holding that the leaf umbrella.
This is my friend Rayan. They are very nice.
Clears her throat and starts speaking in Sylvan. Hello there.
Oh, they were right. You can speak when we speak. Ooh.
Yeah.
Speak same. Your friends look funny, sad, very wet. Not fish. Not like you.
Yes, I like wet. They know like wet.
Friendly tree nearby. Work as umbrella. Sleep good.
Oh. Tree umbrella nearby. That very useful.
They point off and they go, not far. Just no fire. Does not like fire.
No fire.
But can keep warm.
Okay. We huddle. That helped keep us warm, probably.
Yes. But your shiny friend with many eyes, they're very fun to play with. They're nice. So you must be nice, yes?
Yes. I hope so.
Good. Good.
I'm trying to be.
Good.
How many?
We go?
Yeah, I will go get the others.
Okay.
Very grateful.
And they give a nod and look to you, Quiet Hearts, and they give a thumbs up.
Yeah, Rand. They give a thumbs up at the same time.
They smile with their eyes and mimic the thumbs up.
They have a tree that gives shelter. We can't use any fire near it, but we should be able to keep warm. So we everybody, you want a Ryoko?
Yeah.
Oh.
She looks to the Fae. What should I call you?
Don't have.
Okay. Should I will refer to you as a.
And when they went,
okay?
it was almost kind of like a cicada buzz for a second.
I will refer to you as a pixie. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, okay, that's what they call us.
Okay. There is a friendly pixie here that me and Quiet Hearts have been able to communicate with. They are offering us shelter this way.
I was gonna ask, how's Ryoko feeling with the sudden downpour?
She fucking hates it. I mean, granted, it's probably not the first time she's been caught out in the rain, but she's not happy.
Yeah, this world can be qualified as soggy.
Wet. Default.
So,
how'd she feel about, hey, there's a pixie helping us?
I have no feelings one way or another on the Fae.
Okay. Of all things to not have any feelings on, it's the Fae?
Some of the people look like skeptical, like you can't trust Fae. They lead you into the woods and then you lose years. You know, other people like someone else is like, oh, that's just a myth, and they're like, no, that happens. You know, they're like just
kind of like how you walked into a cave and lost years.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Missed the point entirely.
No,
And-
it's okay. We Quiet Hearts has met this pixie before and has been like slightly confused at Quiet Hearts. Friends?
Friends.
And you hear in Sylvan, yes, friends.
Yes, friends. She says in Sylvan before forgetting, like, oh wait, they can't speak it. Yeah, they're friends.
You may not have a name or title to be called, but I would like to call you friend.
That works.
Can you? She looks to the pixie. You can understand common, but or like
Mouth not work right for your words.
I know it's so hard using that tongue. The words aren't right. The first time she's had someone understand.
So they flit around. They're still keeping kind of a distance. They're mostly hanging around Quiet Hearts, but they point and they go this way.
Hey, this way, everybody, and she'll like. She'll use
I
silent
need
image.
a persuasion check.
Oh God! Oh fuck! Oh God! Oh fuck!
If maybe with persuasion, if anyone wants to chime in support of this plan.
Yeah, give me some help here, guys.
Charisma caster, help your girlfriend.
Yeah, they all speak up. It's like, this Fae has aided me a number of times. They are friendly and trustful.
So, yeah, go ahead and roll with advantage.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
It's the
It's
same
the same roll,
stats.
though. It's the same stat. I'm not proficient in either.
Okay. Just for fun, roll it just to see.
God, oh
If
God,
it's a
I
12.
fucking swear. I swear to God, I knew it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I
you're
was
21.
I'm still gonna go, and they can't you see some of the people look at each other but most of the people having
Ryan, like,
rescued
looks a
them
little.
are trusting. So
Yeah, I guess they're hesitating. Ryan looks a little annoyed. We just saved your lives. You're not gonna trust us?
and some of the people who were nodding along, elbow some of the people who were skeptical, like see exactly. So they will follow.
Okay, good.
And heading out, you might want to use actually those goggles. And actually, you do have a drift globe. You did get that drift globe from the guy in the vault.
Oh, I think that's
It's
in the bag of holding.
Okay. Yeah, a drift globe. It's a small glass sphere that can float by someone's shoulder, and it can either
Or
do
did
a
Ryoko
light
take
cantrip
that? I don't
or
remember.
daylight once a day. But anyways,
I don't remember taking that.
marching along, following this little purple light that's very easy to lose in the downpour, and it actually kind of easier to lose when the lightning flashes because their light just blends in when everything just goes black and white before everything rumbles with the thunder. But maybe 20 minutes of just trudging through this downpour, not accompanied by grumbling of the people you're escorting, and probably more than a few grumbles from Ryoko. But eventually you get to a large the pixie points, still holding their little umbrella, points, and when the lightning flashes, you see a large tree, big thick trunk, larger than the other trees around it, and its branches are low and wide, creating a very shadowed area where when you step under it, does manage to block most of the rain. And especially once you get closer to the trunk, there is, it is actually blocking the rain because it seems to slide along the branches towards the out.
They requested that we not light any fires, so we're going to need to like huddle together for warmth.
And as you're talking about that, there's like grumbles and like, oh, come on. But you see the pixie fly up to the tree and kind of disappear among the branches, or maybe even like going into a hole in the trunk. And they just kind of disappear for the moment.
Okay. It will be all right. There's enough of us that should give us a lot of warmth. And oh wait, do I have that? Can I do that?
And as you are talking to them, they're quite hard. You'd probably be the first to notice it with your crazy passive perception. But you look down and you realize there's like a glow starting to appear as you see a cluster, actually a couple little clusters of what you kind of didn't really see even with your dark vision. They just kind of looks like maybe small little clusters of mushrooms, but then they start to glow with this like orangish light, almost like firelight. And the ones closest is like, oh wow, it's warm. And like,
Oh,
you realize you start seeing these like only like a cluster of maybe 5 of these like clusters of these orange mushrooms faintly glowing almost like a torchlight, but they are casting off this heat, this warmth. And then the pixie, you look up and you see the pixie sitting on one of the branches, kind of patting the tree side. And
Aw.
quite hurt. If you wanted to do a perception check.
Sure. I'll always want to do a perception check. 27.
Yeah. Right by where the pixie is sitting. And really, it takes a flash of lightning for you to see it. In the shape of the tree's bark, there is a kindly face kind of smiling down at the group, but then it just melts back into the tree's bark.
Since they caught the quick flash of the smiling face, Quiet Hearts is going to move to the trunk of the tree, and they're going to basically just pull off their glove enough that it, or their gauntlet, so it's, bare hand. They'll lightly pat the side of the tree with a muttered, thank you for this aid.
And the tree is warm to the touch, and being up close to it and with the faint light from the these torch mushrooms, you actually recognize the bark is the same type of bark as the little token that your friend has given you.
Aw.
Well, they notice that their eyes just go wide, and it's just, I guess I have many thanks to give. And thank you for the gift of flight.
There's no like answer you can detect, but
it's a tree. They weren't expecting
yeah.
it, but they wanted the sentiment to be, there all the same.
Yeah, and when you look up, they're on a closer branch, but they're seem to be sticking to the branches, not really approaching the group now. But you see your pixie friend, tilt their head and do their little antenna smile.
Aww.
And they do a little flick of the hands, and it's like they use their dancing lights as there's like little, not like full on pixies, but little orbs of light to give a little bit more light to people that are around. Just
Rain seeing the dancing lights will she'll make her silent image in lights as well.
okay. And so we're going to switch real quick. I know it's getting later, so we'll switch to Dorado and Amon. You are on a boat.
We are on a boat.
In the storm.
It's been a while in this aquatic theme game since we've
Yeah,
been
I
on a
know.
boat.
You've been on rafts and stuff, but
Yeah.
so the storm is rather fierce. The waves are becoming choppy. they are sailing out further away from the shoreline just because it's safer than potentially being dashed on the beaches, sandbar, or even reef.
Mhm.
But Utroth shouting over the storm, says that, take heart. These were our waters long before the intruder came. We know what to watch out for. But being of sailing associated, uh, if there are any ways you think you can assist in this, the lizard folk will be able to handle transporting. But if you can think of a way to speed things along, you're free to try.
I
Hmm.
have I am able to drive water vehicles and use navigator's tools.
Okay. Yeah, and even that would help. If you want to roll.
What?
You got real muffled there.
Oh, sorry. My mic got. Sorry, I'm using different mic. You can roll either of those to assist. Either of those would be helpful.
What attribute would you like me to use for either one?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay. Let's see. What would be the most helpful? Do you think? Because somebody else is driving the boat, I can help navigate in the storm. I guess that would make the most sense.
Yeah, that would probably be the best way, considering you being cleric of the storm god would, even in a corrupted storm like this, would be very helpful in navigating.
Okay. Just a normal roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. You rolled a 12 plus 7.
I did. Well, I can. God damn you! Roll 20.
12.
I know I'm just purposely searching for it, but it is funny how often it shows up
It does.
numbers. I mean, it is. I'm sure it's a numerical random thing, but anyways, with you, this is definitely not the first time you've helped a ship, and actually, this is a common thing for clerics of Lekarak to do and actually be hired on, is specifically to guide ships through storms, natural or otherwise. So almost instinctively, when when to tell them to turn into the wind or when to turn the sails to catch it, and when to ride a swell of the water over certain areas of where there might be a reef or sandbar hidden. But it's not quite like riding a bike, but riding the waves as it just comes back naturally to you, and you're definitely helping speed this along.
It's not one of
actually,
my
what
storms, but it's close enough.
the storm being what it is, they actually pulled the two rowboats onto the side and the other lizard boat joined on, preparing to deploy them later on if there is combat. But it is just safer to, rather than taking smaller boats through a storm like this.
Yeah.
So, Amon, I would like you to do, while that is going on, why don't you do perception checks? 14. Okay. Right, so you're keeping a watch out with some of the other lizard folk. Nothing seems to be leaping out of the water at you yet. Are you muted?
Right.
I am muted again. Apologies.
No, it's okay. I just wasn't sure if you're just tired or not.
I did say something and then was like, huh. I guess I didn't need a response, I suppose.
No, sorry. I was just waiting to see if you were responding or just.
Oh, you're good. That works.
So, sorry. Was there something you wanted to do with it? If you had
No,
another
reception works just fine. We're working with that one.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, you're good. No worries, man.
So yeah, you get the feeling the ship is making pretty good time, but it will still take most of the night to get there, especially in this weather.
Mhm.
And any unforeseen consequences ahead. But as we'll just say that you two continue sailing, and we'll wrap up in just a second. Back at the other camp,
Mm-hmm.
Ryoko, I'd like you to do either an investigation. Do an investigation. Okay, that's you. It's not that difficult because you're the one who is like keeping tabs of the people earlier, helping Quiet Hearts with it. And while they've been kind of, Quiet Hearts has been rightfully distracted with their friends showing up and helping lead everyone to this new tree that's thankfully keeping everyone warm and dry. There's you do a head count and you realize there's 23 people now when you left the mines with 22. And that's what we'll pick up next time.
Ah, damn it, we got
Dick.
Goatman.
We got Goatman. We got an Anzi Goatman.
Dick.